Mic check 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Perfect.
Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2 3.
Yep, you're good.
Howard Wood Field, home of the 11 AAA quarterfinal playoff round doubleheader.
And I don't
Gorman and Roosevelt and Lincoln and Washington to follow shortly after.
Okay, we actually can go anytime now. Are you ready, Isaac?
Yep.
I'll just do the Dan part for now. Okay. And you have 4 up?
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
You're listening to a special presentation from the Real Presence Radio Network. On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Game Day Show.
Welcome, everyone, to Howard Wood Field here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, the site of today's 11 AAA quarterfinal playoff matchup between the number 3 seeded Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders and the number 6 seeded Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights. O'Gorman coming into the year at 5-4, Roosevelt coming in at 5-4 as well. So two teams that have met earlier in the season, both with the same record, but seed differences based on power points. So, I'm Isaac Struck with Real Presence Radio. Tonight I'll be joined in the booth shortly by Dan Johnson as he can get here. But for now, we've got our producer extraordinaire, Brett Byler, ready to fill in throughout this early portion of our broadcast today. So O'Gorman will be kicking off in about 35 minutes, followed by the number 4 seed Washington Warriors and number 5 seed Lincoln Patriots, who are the other two teams playing off. They're squaring off for the second straight week. That kickoff is at 7 p.m. In the nightcap here at Howard Wood. But back to that O'Gorman-Roosevelt game, which we're getting ready to cover. These are two of the arguably hottest teams in 11 AAA football right now. Both teams riding 4-game win streaks heading into the playoffs. Roosevelt has won 4 straight games and 5 of their final 6. And this will be a second matchup between these two teams this season. These two squads met exactly 2 months ago in the Dakota Bowl game that was played over 3 days in what seemed like a never-ending football game back on August 31st, with O'Gorman winning that one 14-12. As now I'm ready to bring in my broadcast partner into the booth right now, Mr. Brett Byler. It's good to have you here as always, and exciting for another matchup for O'Gorman Knights football this afternoon. So, O'Gorman and this game, if the winner of this game would move on to play the winner of that Brandon Valley Jefferson game next Friday night, November 5th. Jefferson, the number 7 seed, who we just beat last weekend, playing Brandon Valley in Brandon tonight. I think that's a 6 o'clock kickoff, might be 7. Can't remember the exact kickoff time between that game.
That is a 7 o'clock
There we go, 7 o'clock kickoff. So we'll know what, if we do win, who will be playing later tonight and into tomorrow. Now, you can tune into today's broadcast by listening to 94.5 FM Sioux Falls or 91.3 FM Hartford online at your realpresenceradio.com by clicking Listen Now, and then on the 94.5 FM Sioux Falls or 91.3 Hartford, or on our free mobile app by clicking the stations and then selecting FM 94.5 or FM 91.3. And finally, you can catch us on the Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls YouTube channel, where you can watch and listen to this broadcast on the video stream. That is up and going right now as well. So tons of ways to tune in tonight. If you're wondering or have any family members wondering what's going on, go ahead and shoot them the link to the YouTube stream or the information to find us on the radio. So now, how did we get here, Brett?
Well, man, Isaac, first off, can you believe it's been exactly 2 months since the original start that Saturday for Dakota Bowl Saturday, which got rained out, but it doesn't seem like it's been 2 months ago when this game was originally scheduled to play.
No kidding.
That took, basically, it went over a 4-day stretch of 3 different days starting and stopping, basically. But exactly how we got here, O'Gorman won their 4th straight game last Thursday right here at Howard Wood Field, defeating Sioux Falls Jefferson 49-6 behind a dominant performance by the offense and defense. The offense had 470 yards on 51 plays. If you do the math, that's about 9.2 yards per play, which is pretty incredible. Madden numbers right there if Isaac Struck's playing Madden with Michael Vick in like 2005 or whatever that year he was. Yep. And then on the other side of the ball, O'Gorman's defense held a very good Jefferson offense, only 112 yards. That Jefferson offense had Talon, Ashley, and Griffin Wilde. Ashley got hurt in the third quarter, but they weren't doing anything at that point anyway. Roosevelt closed up their regular season with a 41-14 win over Aberdeen Central last Thursday night. It was 14-7, so it was close at half, and then Roosevelt scored 3 straight touchdowns in the third quarter to pull away there. Isaac, this is a game that kind of is an announcer's dream, a fan's dream, probably even a player's dream. There's a lot of storylines going to tonight's rematch between O'Gorman and Roosevelt back from week 1. First off, what are you looking most forward to about this ball game?
Well, what's really intriguing about this ball game is that these two teams met in the very first game of the season. So they've had this entire last basically the last 8 games without seeing each other at all, and both teams have progressed so much from where they were week 1. Both teams are a lot better than they were in week 1. You get to see Bennett Dannenbring have another shot at the Roosevelt Rough Riders. He was there last year, made the switch over to O'Gorman. He'll get another shot against his former team and some of his buddies on this squad. But I'm also looking forward to O'Gorman's defense and their ability to hopefully stop that Roosevelt rushing attack tonight. Roosevelt has been dominant on the ground, to say the least, over the last however many weeks. So it'll be tough. It'll be a tough assignment for O'Gorman defensively, trying to stop the monster running back Tyree Nave for Roosevelt, but also watching that Jackson Brower quarterback for Roosevelt. He's progressed a lot throughout the year. And it'll just be a lot of checkmate, moving it back and forth, pawn after pawn. It's going to be a lot of matchups. You're going to just kind of see some adjustments made throughout the game. It's going to be a really coach-heavy game, I have a feeling. But I'm just super excited. There's just so many great things that can come out of a ball game like this, especially when you've got 2 of the hottest teams in the state playing in the first round of the playoffs. Winner goes on, loser ends their season.
Yeah, I think the thing that intrigues me most is the 2 quarterbacks tonight, because they both in that opening game were making their first career varsity start. And Jackson Brower, the Roosevelt quarterback, hadn't even played quarterback in over a year. He was played wide receiver on the freshman team last year, so that was quite the jump going into the Dakota Bowl, and he's really progressed well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he looks compared to week 1. And then also Bennett Dannenbring, it was his first career start. I think his nerves are up pretty high going against Roosevelt in that Dakota Bowl game. Kind of struggled there, but about midway through the season, he has been absolutely outstanding. I was looking, Isaac, at his numbers here in the last 4 ball games. Bennett, his completion percentage is 79.6. As a quarterback, that's pretty good. So he's been playing really well. So now one of the big things I think tonight we need to look at, Isaac, is a fast start for O'Gorman, because the Knights, in the beginning stage of the year when they were 1-4, they were really struggling in that opening quarter, opening half. They've turned that around in the last 4 weeks, outscoring opponents 68-13. Roosevelt has leaned heavy in their rushing attack and their win streak behind their 2 running backs. You mentioned Tyree Nave, and another one who's really came on is Nelson Wright. They really dominated that Jefferson game on the ground, and Washington as well. So when you look at the ball game tonight, football's momentum oriented, especially in the playoffs. How important is it, do you think, for O'Gorman to try to get an early lead in this ball game? If nothing else, maybe try to get Roosevelt out of this run-heavy game and maybe force them to maybe throw the ball a little bit more tonight.
Absolutely. You want to take Roosevelt out of their strength as early as you can, and if you're forcing Roosevelt to play from behind, they're not going to be able to ground and pound and run the clock down like they have been these couple weeks in the past. It's really important for O'Gorman to get off to a hot start tonight. They got to drive the ball down the field on their first opportunity and come up with a stop early. The best case scenario for O'Gorman, I believe, would be to control as much time as they can on that opening drive, put it in the end zone and get a stop. And then if you can take the life out of that defense and drive down the field again and put up some more points, getting some time off the possession. If this is a 7-0 ball game with 7 to 8 minutes left in the second quarter and O'Gorman's getting the ball back, or O'Gorman scores and makes it a 2-score game halfway through the second quarter, that's huge, because Roosevelt's going to have to then go away from their strong suit in running. They're going to have to throw the ball around a little bit more to try to get back into the game. So it's important to make sure that you try to get on them early and keep that lead the best you can. And
one thing Roosevelt does have is a huge offensive line. They have a big size advantage there. One of their offensive linemen, their left tackle, is going to USD.
Joe
Cotton. So that's another thing, too. If you let them control the time of possession, when you get to the fourth quarter, as a smaller defense, you're going to start to get wore down a little bit. So that's another key to look out for. Now, you being an offensive guy, Isaac being a quarterback under Coach Popinga, you've played at Roosevelt before. O'Gorman's offensive game plan tonight, let's talk about that a little bit. The offense has been clicking on all cylinders, averaging about 55 points a game here in our 4-game winning streak, led by the trio of Bennett Dannenbring at quarterback, Maverick Jones at running back. Maverick's been rushing for about over 100 yards in the last 5 ball games. And then Peyton Hagee, kind of the receiver that has really emerged after Manny Strutt got hurt. We're probably going to see a little bit more Manny tonight on offense as well, which is something nice for O'Gorman. You know, in that Roosevelt game, obviously a lot of players in different spots in the offensive line. Bennett's not making his first start anymore, but we really struggled offensively in that Roosevelt game. 6 first downs, which is a season low. A lot of 3-and-outs, 214 total yards. What kind of game plan tonight, Isaac, do you expect Coach Popinga to have offensively?
Well, I think that he's going to try to run the ball as best as they can. He mentioned kind of the importance of the ability to run the football and stop so much of the RPOs. Or to set up the RPOs there, you're getting those play action reads. It's a predetermined snap, or it's a predetermined read before the snap. So paying attention to that, but then also being able to open up that play action passing game after they set the run early on in the ball game. So it's going to be important that they utilize the run early, like we saw last week against Jefferson, where they really just ground and pounded it for a majority of that opening quarter. That's going to be important tonight. They also have to avoid those 3-and-outs. You got to make sure that you're being able to have long drives and possess the football to keep it out of Roosevelt's hands. When Bennett played against Roosevelt, he was 8 of 14 for 121 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. In the season opener, he had 13 carries for 43 yards. The highlight of that game was Manny Strutt with 4 catches for 92 yards and a touchdown, a big 75-yarder. And other than that, there wasn't a whole lot more offense going on in that game. Now, Coach Popinga had mentioned that Manny will be playing quite a bit of offense this week. His first chance back on the offensive side of the ball since that Brandon Valley game, which seems like an eternity ago.
Sure does.
So it's just going to be important to see O'Gorman utilize their weapons in the best way they can.
And now when we play at Howard Wood, Isaac, especially when you get to October and November, you always wonder about what the weather conditions are going to be like here. Always a kind of a windy stadium to throw in, as you would know as being a quarterback here. It looks like it's going to be a little bit windier tonight, Isaac, than it was last Thursday, but temperature-wise, we should be fine. When you look at the emphasis, also in a game like today, could also be on special teams, a 3-phase game, offense, defense, and special teams, field position, situational football. How much of a factor do you think Coach Popinga this week in practice is bringing up, going through different situations here in a game like tonight that you think will be close going into the fourth quarter?
It seems like every year in the playoffs you're facing a tough weather situation. I mean, it's not raining, it's not snowing, but wind is as big of a factor as anything right now. So I think it's going to be really important to keep field position in perspective in this ball game, making sure that you're allowing yourself opportunities to take advantage of the wind when you're punting, or if you're leaving them with a short field going into the wind is much better than a short field going with the wind at your back. It looks like the wind is a steady breeze out of the north, so it's going to be coming straight at the back. So if you're going from left to right, you're going to have the wind at your back, being able to throw the ball a lot better and more effectively. It's going to be important for O'Gorman to utilize the wind for field position, but also we saw 2 years ago against Roosevelt, O'Gorman had 2 straight short kicks in that playoff game and recovered both of them, kind of like a pooch kick up in the air.
And I think they had a third one that they almost recovered, but Roosevelt got that one too. That was Connor Pavelko back when he was kicking.
Yeah, so we'll see if they utilize that a little bit tonight, try to maybe steal a possession offensively. And then also Andrew Nelson will resume the extra point kicking and the field goal kicking, and Hagee will handle the field goals past 30 yards since Nelson's leg is still not quite up to 100% yet. So it'll just be interesting. Special teams, especially in a windy game like this, is going to be really important.
And you might see the offensive coordinators, such as Coach Poppy and Coach Nelson, two coaches. You might take more of your shots throwing the ball, obviously, downfield when the wind is at your back, too, than if you're going against the wind. And you might see a few timeouts before the quarter breaks if you have to punt, when you punt with the wind instead of against it. So it's always, like you mentioned, Isaac, that chess match between the coaches tonight as well.
So we'll head into our South Dakota scoreboard update for other matchups going on in 11 AAA and AA playoffs tonight. So I can take the AAA if you want to take the AA or whatever. I've got them pulled up here. So
go for the AAA, Mr. Stark.
All right, we'll take it. So Harrisburg tonight, the number 1 overall seed hosting Rapid City Stevens. That game is at 6 o'clock over in Harrisburg. Brandon Valley and Jefferson. That game kicks off at 7 o'clock. Brandon Valley, the 2 seed, Jefferson, the 7. And then Sioux Falls Lincoln and Sioux Falls Washington will be the nightcap tonight here at Howard Wood. That game is supposed to start at 7. It will probably start an hour after this game, whatever the situation may be. If it was anything like last week, they got started late. So it'll be interesting to see what time that actually kicks off. And then obviously the game tonight between O'Gorman and Roosevelt, or I should say this afternoon. Those are the AAA games heading into tonight, and then some AA games. I'll let producer extraordinaire Brett Byler take that away.
Okay, so AA number 1 T area 9-0 will take on Sturgis Brown. That's a 6 o'clock start, and then the remaining 3 quarterfinal games are all 7 p.m. starts. Yankton at 4 is hosting Mitchell at 5 up in Yankton. At 7 o'clock, Brookings is the number 2 seed. They'll be hosting Aberdeen Central, the 7 seed, and then finally up in Pierre in the capital city, Pierre. Number 3 seed, 7-2, is hosting Watertown, the number 6 seed, at 3 and 6. So we'll see how those matchups go as well. We'll keep you updated throughout the night.
So now coming up on the other side of the break, Brett Byler had a chance to sit down and talk to veteran Roosevelt football coach Kim Nelson to find out what they need to do to have success tonight against the O'Gorman Knights in this afternoon, I should say, once again, AAA quarterfinal action from Howard Wood Field here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Is there an event that you would like announced right here on the RPR network? Please email the details at least 2 weeks in advance to heather@realpresenceradio.com. That's HEATHER@realpresenceradio.com. We can help spread the word about what's happening at your parish and in your diocese. Again, that email address is heather@realpresenceradio.com.
Here at Catholic Family Services, we believe counseling is for everyone. Catholic Family Services is here to help whether you are navigating a life transition, such as going to college or changing career paths, wanting to improve your communication skills, making plans for your future family, or wanting to understand mental health. If you would like more information or to set up an appointment with one of our trained professionals, call Catholic Family Services at 605-988-3775.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show. I'm now joined by Sioux Falls Roosevelt football coach Kim Nelson. Coach, your team's coming off a 41-14 win at Aberdeen Central to close out the regular season last Thursday night. What was your assessment, Coach, overall of how your team played in that ball game?
We got off to a good start. We were up 14-0 right away in the first quarter, and then we kind of quit playing for a while and had a couple 3-and-outs. We had a couple penalties that set us back and a turnover, and we gave up a big play to Aberdeen, 60-yard touchdown pass. So at halftime, it's 14-7, and I'm not real happy about things. And we had a little conversation at halftime about getting back after it, and we came out the third quarter and scored 3 touchdowns in a row and kind of put the game away then. So it's good that we responded that way, and we can't take a quarter off like we did in the second quarter and expect to beat somebody good like O'Gorman. So we learned a lesson there that we have to keep our foot on the gas and keep going hard.
Coach, your team started off the season 0-3. Now you've proceeded to win 5 of your 6 final games, including 4 straight to close out the regular season. What's the biggest difference with your team now compared to earlier in the season, Coach? What are some of the biggest reasons for the turnaround?
Well, we had a lot of players that didn't play last year that were playing. Our entire secondary, all of our receivers were different from last year, and obviously our quarterback was different too. So some key spots there that had to learn how to play together, and fortunately our offensive line is all seniors, and most of our defensive front 7 are seniors, and those guys kind of kept us together, and I was really happy with the way our team hung in there after a tough start, and still believe that we could finish the season off and put ourselves in position to maybe do some damage here at playoff time. But we're a 3 seed, and we get a 6 seed, and from 3 to 6 they're all about the same. The reality, we're a 5-4 team, and we're happy that we're hosting the game though, and we'll see what happens, I guess.
Now let's move on to tonight's game, Coach, against Sioux Falls O'Gorman, a team you'd already alluded to earlier in this interview. The Knights are on a 4-game winning streak going to the ball game. What concerns you most facing O'Gorman tonight?
Just very balanced, both on offense and defense. They play the run well, they play the pass well. They have a lot of good athletes on defense, and they've been playing really well on defense the last month of the season. Their offense goes through Bennett Dannenbring, and I think he's a good player and a good athlete, and he can run the ball as well as throw it. They're pretty good at everything they do, and they've been able to sharpen their skills here the last half of the season, and they're scoring a lot of points. So it's going to be a challenge for us. I hope that we can be a challenge for them, and I think it's going to be a really good high school football game. I think both teams come in with some momentum and some confidence, and should be a very good, well-played game.
Coach, in the first matchup against O'Gorman, Tyree Navy, running back, had 90 yards and 20 carries. You do have a little size advantage with your offensive line against the O'Gorman defensive front. How important in tonight's playoff game, Coach, will it be for your offense to be able to run the ball effectively against O'Gorman?
Well, that's where everything kind of starts for most teams. I think if you can run the ball and not be one-dimensional, I always like to have some balance in our offense where we can throw the ball when we have to and we can run the ball when we have to. And, running the ball is hard. Everybody has to do their job, and one guy misses a block and sometimes the play's over. We've been working hard all year to try to make our run game effective, and I think it's come a long ways since the beginning of the season, and it's a very important part of the game tonight against O'Gorman that we can keep the ball away from them and grind out some first downs and eventually finish drives in the end zone. So, that's a very important part of any football team, and I think we have a really good core group there that has been together for a while now, and I'm really confident that they're going to play well. If they do, we have a really good chance to win the game.
And finally, Coach, what will be some keys for your defense to try to slow down? And O'Gorman offense has been playing really well here in their 4-game winning streak.
Well, I think we need to win the line of scrimmage. That's true at any time of year, I think, but especially this time of year. And, we need to control their run game and put them in, second and third and long. If we can, we need to win on first down. I think they're thinking the same thing, so it's very important to control the line of scrimmage, I think. And, you don't have to run for 300 and 400 yards, but you need to be effective running the football so that your play action and your pass game can be effective, and your linebackers have to worry about covering the run. And so I think both teams are kind of looking at it the same way. I would assume that we need to be pretty good up front, protecting our quarterback and running the football. And I think O'Gorman probably feels the same way.
Thank you so much, Coach, for your time, and good luck tonight against Sioux Falls O'Gorman.
Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
We'd like to thank Coach Nelson for his time, and don't go anywhere because Brett Byler had a chance to sit down and interview head O'Gorman football coach Jason Popinga, and that interview is next on the Knights Game Day Show here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The end-of-life planning workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
Early in his time as the new bishop of the Diocese of Sioux Falls, Bishop Donald DeGrood sensed in prayer the vision that the Lord has for the diocese in our time. Lifelong Catholic missionary discipleship through God's love. That is, for each and every Catholic in Eastern South Dakota to receive God's love, to be in personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and to share that love with others. Find out more at sfcatholic.org/vision and discover the exciting and beautiful part you have to play in God's plan.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show. I'm now joined by O'Gorman football coach Jason Popinga. Coach, our team's coming off a 4 straight win last Thursday against Sioux Falls Jefferson that closed out the regular season 49-6 at Howard Wood Field. This was a game we kind of talked about after the ball game. Your offense put up some kind of crazy video game numbers with 470 yards and only 51 plays, and you got a touchdown in all 5 of your first half possessions. On the offensive standpoint, Coach, in that ball game, what impressed you most about your offense and how they execute it?
Well, all of those were, sustained drives. You look at the first possession, granted it was only 3 plays, but, we ran the ball 3 times, and converted on, 50-yard field. And, the next series we go, I think it was 80 yards. We had to go 80 yards and converted on 3rd down, 4th down. Had some adversity where we drop a touchdown pass, and we still get get it in. Those things were all really impressive, that we were able to run the ball well enough to keep us in third and short situations. And then anytime we did get kind of behind the sticks, we were able to complete, those sideline passes that Bennett's done a great job of. And, our offensive line, along with, our backs, have done a great job of blocking and pass protecting for him, because, when you start putting up the numbers that Bennett has, I think it was like 19 out of 21 or 20 out of 22, something like that. That high percentage pass completion is that, we're doing a great job of protecting our quarterback as well.
Coach, you had two receivers in the game over 100 yards in Satter and Hagee, but another receiver who kind of stepped up for you, made a couple key fourth down catches, and one came actually after a drop was Preston Konechki. Kind of talk about his role in your offense and how valuable is he moving forward just to add to your trio of receivers you already have.
Yeah, when you look at Preston, he did a great job. He dropped the easy one and then made the two hard catches after that. And, kudos to Bennett, for throwing back to him. A lot of times, you lose a little bit of confidence in your receiver after a drop happens. But he went right back to him, and Preston, made a great catch on the third down conversion, and then on a fourth down conversion later on down the field. He ended up making another great catch, on the sidelines. So, yeah, he's an important part of what we do. And, and him and Manny Struck, both playing on the back end of our secondary, playing our safety positions. They've done a great job as far as not letting any deep passes, not giving up, those big plays, explosive plays, and that's going to be huge for us today. Those guys playing on defense, that we're not letting any free receivers through. And then also we're going to start to see Manny Struck. He's going to, his cast is off. He's in a splint, but, you're going to start to see him tonight on offense too, and hopefully he's going to be an impact player for us in the wide receiver corps too.
Coach, as you know, football, a lot of it's mental as well as physical. Beating a Sioux Falls team like Jefferson by as much as you did going into the playoffs, how big a confidence boost do you think that is for your players?
Well, our kids are really confident right now. The execution that we've had over the last 4 weeks has been really good. We really haven't shot ourselves in the foot. We haven't had lots of penalties. We made plays. We're breaking tackles. We're blocking well on the perimeter. Our interior guys are blocking well. It's just been a complete, team effort. Roosevelt, we know, is more talented. They're physically bigger. We think they're faster, especially in the linebacking core, and their corners are going to be better. So the question is, can we still keep converting those plays? Can we still keep doing the things that we've been doing, or are they going to find ways to shut us down? We're going to have to go to alternatives. So that's going to be kind of the chess match as we go through this game tonight.
Coach, what do you see as the biggest difference in Roosevelt, your opponent, tonight? Now they've won 5 out of their last 6 games, 4 in a row, compared to when we saw them back in the Dakota Bowl for game 1.
The biggest difference is going to be offensively. The quarterback's got a whole year under his belt. He's a new guy just like Bennett was, and I think it's going to be kind of a good test because, in that first game, Bennett didn't play well. They didn't play well at the quarterback position, and it's kind of an ugly game of that 14-12 is that, we got a couple big plays on touchdowns and won that game by that margin. But I think tonight you're going to see that quarterback play is going to be really important, especially for us. If Bennett has a big night today, I think we win this game, and if he doesn't, we're going to be in a dogfight, and depending on our defense to hold them. But if we think that our defense can hold them to that 21 point mark, we're hoping we can score those 4 touchdowns to get us a victory.
And Roosevelt on their offensive end, Tyree Nave, a terrific running back for them. They have a huge offensive line. Will trying to slow down their rushing attack be our top priority defensively going to today's game?
Well, that's our top priority for our defensive line. Alpers, Dominique, Rush, those guys along with our linebacking core. But those 3 guys up front, they're pressed with a tough duty to be able to stop, that inside zone and trap game that they've run really successfully in both the running backs. But, Nave being the big one there, 100-yard rushing, I think, in each one of his last 3 or 4 games. So, those are big numbers and lots of touchdowns they're putting up in the run that we have to be able to stop.
And finally, on our offensive end tonight, Coach, I know against Roosevelt back in the game 1, that was a struggle for us offensively with only 6 first downs. But we have players in different positions now. Bennett has a whole year under your system, basically. Tonight, keys offensively to be able to have success against the Roosevelt defense.
Yeah, moving the ball, getting those first downs in every drive. We just can't go 3 and out. And, especially with the win tonight, we know that field position is going to be a key. And, our offense, even if we don't put points on the board, getting that 20, 30 yards gaining and flipping the field, forcing Roosevelt to have to drive, 70, 80 yards continuously, no turnovers. If we do that, we don't think that they're a team that's going to be able to go up and down the field 80 yards, 80 yards, 80 yards, 4 or 5 times a game and put those kind of points up on the board. So, we got to make sure that we move the ball, and that's going to come down to, can we establish a ground game, which then sets up our play action game, which then sets up our, big play opportunities. So, if we do it in that order, if we can keep running the ball right away and then get our play action game and get some big plays, we're going to feel good about putting those 28 points up on the board we're going to need to win.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Hey, thanks, Brett. Appreciate it.
Coming up after the break, we'll find out what the Knights need to do to defeat the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders in our Keys to Victory segment. And thank you to Coach Popinga for his time as always. Hopefully, we could interview him some more this postseason after the break on Real Presence Radio Network.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors? Sioux Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment. Sioux Equipment Company at 605-334-1653 is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Upon graduation from O'Gorman High School, you will receive far more than a diploma. You get the values of a Catholic education, the support and reach of thousands of alum from across the country, the knowledge that you can become who you were meant to be, and our community will be right there by your side. You belong in blue. O'Gorman High School.
Welcome to Howard Wood Field as we get ready for our Keys to Victory segment as the national anthem is getting ready to be played here. We're going to take we'll just send it over to the PA announcer and the national anthem. We'll come back with our Keys to Victory.
Saluting the flag, we thank you for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
So welcome back to Howard Wood Field as we get ready for our Keys to Victory segment for the O'Gorman Knights to figure out what they need to do to defeat the Roosevelt Rough Riders in this afternoon's ball game. Also want to introduce Dan Johnson joining us in the booth, getting ready for kickoff here. Just got back from a long day of work.
Well, you got to earn a paycheck somewhere.
So tonight for O'Gorman, we got to run the ball effectively. O'Gorman has averaged 158 yards rushing in the last 3 weeks. Maverick Jones has a 510 yards over the last 5 games, 102 yards per game, and then 8 touchdown runs. So we'll hope to see him in action again tonight with the big, heavy run game. Also got to have success on third downs like the previous 4 weeks. O'Gorman is 16 of 29 on third down in the last 4 weeks. 55%, that is. We also got to limit the mental mistakes. O'Gorman can't turn over the ball tonight and expect to have success. And we got to limit Roosevelt's rushing attack. Tyree Nave has 569 rushing yards and 12 TDs. Nelson Wright, 943 rushing yards and 11 TDs. And Nave has had 20 carries for 90 yards versus O'Gorman in the season opener. Roosevelt has some big and experienced offensive line, so it's important to keep that run game to a minimum tonight for the O'Gorman Knights. And finally, we got to get off to a quick start. O'Gorman is outscoring their opponents in the last 4 weeks, 68-13 in the first quarter. So getting out to an early start and lead will be huge for momentum this afternoon.
Okay, now pick the click. Who do you got tonight?
Tonight I'm going to take the senior David Alpers. I think that David's still got that revenge game mentality against the Roosevelt Rough Riders, and I think that he's going to have a big game defensively tonight, going to be more of a defensive mainstay for the O'Gorman Knights. I expect him to get by some of those big linemen. He'll use some of his speed off the edge, hope to create some havoc in the backfield. I expect David to have a big day defensively. If I had to pick an offensive player, I kind of like Peyton Hagee tonight. The Roosevelt corners are not as good as they were last season, And it'll be interesting to see with Struck back in the offense how they maybe shift over to his side a little bit more, knowing that they gave up some big plays to him in the opener. So maybe they'll key in on him or Rush Landry or some of those other receivers and maybe open up Hagee a little bit. So if I had to pick an offensive player, I'd pick Hagee tonight.
My defensive player, I'm going with Rush Landry, the senior. In the offense, I'm going with the super sophomore, Maverick Jones, because he didn't run much the ball the first game. And I tell you what, with this wind, right now it's 57 degrees outside. It feels like about 52 winds out of the northwest, about 25 miles an hour. So it's going to be which way we're going on the field with the pass, and I think Maverick's going to have to open it up in that offensive line with Rats off and them boys up there, the way they're opening the lanes up, Jones could have a good afternoon. So my pick to click is Maverick Jones on the offense.
Absolutely. Now the coin toss at midfield. We'll find out who is getting the ball and what.
This is critical with the wind.
But first, before we do that, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll introduce the starting lineups for both teams, go over a quick little recap of what's going to go on this afternoon and evening, and that'll be all next on the Knights Game Day Show here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
I'm Bishop Donald DeGrood. I'd like to invite you to the Through God's Love Conference on Saturday, October 30th at the Sioux Falls Convention Center. Over the last few months, we've been spreading the word about the diocesan vision, lifelong Catholic missionary discipleship through God's love. Now I'd like to invite you to participate in this conference, where we will help you respond to God's call and in turn help others know and love Him themselves. Visit sfcatholic.org and join me in the renewal the Holy Spirit is working in our diocese.
On the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Football is on the air. Brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, McGuire Iron, Sioux Equipment Company, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Closets and More, and JMJ Caseworks. The BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Crossroads Book and Music, Pizza Ranch, and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street.
Kickoff to tonight's game is just moments away. With all the exciting action of O'Gorman Knights football, let's go to the field.
So here we are, kickoff about to happen as Peyton Hagee on to do the kicking for the O'Gorman Knights. The wind blows the ball right off the tee, and that's a heck of a start to our ball game as now Maverick Jones will have to go hold the ball at the 40-yard line. So O'Gorman has won the toss. They elected to defer their option to the second half. Roosevelt will take the football into the wind. So Roosevelt getting ready to start with the football. It's a 55-degree, mostly sunny day here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. However, a 22-mile-per-hour breeze, or gust, I should say, out of the northwest coming into tonight's ball game. Hagee sends a deep kick into the back of the end zone. Nope, fielded at the 2-yard line, and now they'll have to bring it back out. Running down the sideline, tackled at the 26, and the Rough Riders will start with the football.
He took the ball right there at the goal line. Nice little hole there for him.
38 Easton Beavers and others in on the tackle for
So O'Gorman's defense will come out. Roosevelt's offense comes out, highlighted by the center, Nick Bunkers, the right guard, Lane Ferguson, Dylan Prisbilla, the left guard, Connor Holland, and Joe Cotton are your tackles. And then the quarterback tonight, Jackson Brower, and Tyree Nave in the backfield. We'll get to the receivers in a second as Roosevelt comes out with their first play on offense. Man in motion to the right. It's a straight drop back pass. Receiver is open over the middle of the field. It's incomplete. It was intended for number 9, Matt Gehring. It was short of the receiver who was open over the middle of the field. That was almost a big play for Roosevelt.
But that ball just died.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, if that wouldn't have been for the wind, he'd have caught that. You can just see that ball was getting out there, and it just, like a wounded duck, just went right down.
So then the other receivers in the ball game tonight, number 18, Jackson Gravengood, number 17, Caden Mahone, number 22, Taden Nave, and number 9, Matt Gehring. Straight handoff this time to Tyree Nave, stuffed right at the line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 10. The Knights make a nice stop there on 2nd down and 10 on the straight run. And the O'Gorman defense with the nose tackle Dominic Skolton, 2 ends rushers in Rush Landry and David Alpers. The linebackers Carter Peterson, Anders Matichek, Sam Jacobson, and Gabe Cheddar. And then safeties Manny Struck and Jack White. And corners Andrew Nelson and Logan Height. 2 receivers to the right and a tight end and fullback offset to the left for Roosevelt. They'll send the fullback in motion. They'll give it to him on the direct sweep to the outside and met in the backfield for a gain of nothing. Maybe 1, and that'll bring up 4th down. So the Knights defense forces a quick 3 and out for the Rough Riders heading into the wind. You might be able to make up some distance here on the punt return. I don't even know if O'Gorman's going to send anybody back. It's just so dangerous with the way the wind's swirling right now at Howard Wood.
It'll be interesting how far this punt is.
You're not going to get a whole lot in the air. You're going to have to kind of keep it low and hope to get a little bit of a roll.
Like a quick kick.
Yeah, absolutely. So Roosevelt will send this one a high spiraling kick to the 40-yard line, and it'll roll inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line, and that is where the O'Gorman offense will take over in this afternoon's ball game. The Knights will jog out Aiden Scott at center, Zach Carlson, the right guard, the senior, the left guard, senior Chase Harris, Peter Benson and Nate Ratzloff, the left and right tackle, Ryland Satter, David Alpers, Maverick Jones, and Peyton Hagee and Manny Struck, the receivers, Maverick Jones, the running back, and quarterback Bennett Dannenbring rounds out your starting lineup for the O'Gorman Knights offensively. Quick shift motion over here as now Alpers gets set on the line. They'll throw a quick swing pass that got batted down at the line of scrimmage. That was number 15, Cameron Jones.
He just stuck his arm out there and blocked that ball with a nice play by the 6 foot, 140-pound junior for the Rough Riders.
So 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Snap, give, Jones up the middle, 4.5 yards on 2nd down. And that'll bring up 3rd down and about 6. Ball is at the 41-yard line. The Knights need the 47. So they'll have 6 to go here on 3rd down.
Number 22, Taylor Nave, and others for Roosevelt to make the tackle.
With the wind, they have to execute here. With the wind to your back, you got to pick up a 1st down and keep the drive going.
Struck jogs across the formation, lines up on the right side. Now has 2 receivers over there. They'll send Satter in motion. Roll out. Dannenbring has Hagee over the middle. Caught it. 1st down. Peyton Hagee right at the 49-yard line. And the Knights move the chains on their first possession offensively. On 3rd down and 6, they get 7.5.
I like it. I was watching. He came out. He knew exactly where the 1st down marker was, and that's where he set up and turned around. So it's like good execution by the Knights here to pick up the 1st down.
Yep, planted his feet just at the right spot of the sticks. And the Knights will come out 1st and 10, ball at the 49-yard line. Dannenbring out of the gun, takes the snap, gives it off to Maverick Jones, who gets stuffed up the middle after a gain of 2 yards. Went from the 49-yard line to the opposite 49-yard line, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 8. So 2nd down and 8 for O'Gorman. Defensively for the Rough Riders, nose tackle Lane Ferguson, defensive end Ty Noctaborin, and Cam Jones are your defensive front. As Dannenbring comes out, heavy set package. He'll fake the give. He'll throw it over to Satter, who's got a good block on the outside from Struck. Satter breaks away down the sideline inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line, and it's a first down O'Gorman into the red zone.
And I like the way he was running. He protected that ball, was looking back, and he's going to make sure that nobody was coming up on him to get the ball to knock it away. A nice run by Satter.
Good block on the perimeter by Struck, and Hagee
sprung
that run down the sideline. The linebackers for the Roosevelt Rough Riders, Rich Benengi, DeAndre Joseph, Matt Gehring, and Tayden Nave. And then Tyree Nave, Asmaran Muhammad, Gabe Kranzler, and Garrett Paulson, your defensive backs. Snap, fake of the give. Now it'll be running around the right side. It's going to be Dannenbrink. Took a heavy shot from the defensive back. That was Olsen on the tackle.
Tackle made by number 4, Garrett Paulson.
Garrett Paulson makes the big tackle. Dane Mediger was in there as well.
That was a big hit. Picked up 6 yards, though.
Second down and 4. Knights have the football at the 12-yard line. Dannenbrink give to Jones along the outside. Nice cutback by Jones. Gets a couple yards.
Short.
It'll be a yard shy of the first down, and it'll be 3rd down and 1. Ball inside the 10. They'll place it at the 9-yard line. The Knights need the 8.
Was Manny open over there?
He very well could have been.
I kind of watched him go out there. It looked like he was.
Knights the ref just spotted the footballs and it rolled away from where the original spot was.
It's windy down there, folks.
So 3rd down and 1. Snap, give. Jones carry up the middle, bounces away from a tackle and is inside the 5. Move the chains again, and it's 1st and goal from the 5-yard line.
7-17 here in the first quarter, scoreless. Knights driving, ball on the 1st and goal on the 5-yard line.
So they'll put it right on the 5-yard line. This will be huge if O'Gorman can punch this thing into the end zone.
Look at that. He's holding it with his foot, the referee, so it won't roll.
So here we are, 1st and goal at the 5. Dannenbrink will come out of the gun. A tight end on the right side. 2 men set off to the left. Dannenbrink, fake of the give. He'll roll around the left side. Break 1 tackle. Spin into the end zone. Touchdown, O'Gorman.
Yeah, baby.
Bennett Dannenbrink, quarterback keeper, bounces off of the defender and into the end zone. And the Knights strike first. Once again on the opening drive of the ball game. We saw it last week against Sioux Falls Jefferson, going this way exactly, and O'Gorman bounces it right into the end zone again. It's 6-0 pending the Andrew Nelson extra point. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and that is good. Andrew Nelson boots that one off the chain link fence just underneath the scoreboard, and that makes it 7-0. The O'Gorman Knights on top here at Howard Wood Field in the 11 AAA quarterfinal opener of the doubleheader here this afternoon. Stay tuned for more Knights football on Real Presence Radio Network.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kfc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call the BB Agency at 605-882-8689. That's 605-882-8689.
Hi, this is Mark Holcraft.
And this is Dr. Joseph Holcraft. You know, Mark, Jesus asks 307 questions in sacred scripture. He is asked 183, of which he only answers 3. What's the business with all of this questioning going on in the Bible?
Well, Joe, there's a lot there, and we'll be ready to take that on. Tune in to hear about these questions and more on Awaken every 2nd and 4th Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Welcome back to Howard Wood as that ball is booted through the back of the end zone for the O'Gorman Knights. So a touchback will send the Roosevelt offense back onto the field.
I think if he gets that ball up there, he could kick that all the way out to Brandon.
So that last scoring drive for the O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Closets & More, a locally owned closet company providing custom-designed closets and storage solutions. Closets & More can be contacted at 605-334-5135 or online at sdclosetsandmore.com. So Roosevelt will come out with the football offensively here. Straight drop back pass over on the side. It'll be caught and around the edge before tackled. Believe that was number 18, Jackson Gravengood. It was. He'll get a gain of about 3 to 4 yards on first down.
And of course, Roosevelt doesn't go to a huddle.
So quick tempo here for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. They'll come out with 3 receivers on the left, 1 to the right. Brower out of the gun. Offset to his left is Nave. Snap to Brower, drop back pass down the sideline, a lot of room, it's going to be knocked away. Great defense by Andrew Nelson. It was in the hands of both of them. They were just flailing their hands at each other like they were in a sissy fight, and it winds up incomplete.
I'll tell you what, I like to see that one again. Andrew was just going after it, like great coverage. Way to knock the ball loose for the incomplete pass. Third down now for Roosevelt.
3rd down and 6. 3 receivers to the left. They'll give it straight up the middle to Nave, who gets into the second level. No, that's Nelson Wright breaking away from the defense. Down the sideline to the 20. 10-5. Touchdown, Rough Riders. He broke away from 2 tackles there and was gone down the sideline.
Next minute and a half, and they're back in it. Nice run. Nice run by the Rough Rider.
That's one of those explosive plays that you just can't let happen.
Point after kick for Roosevelt, number 13, Dave Mediger.
Mediger on to kick the extra point. That one floating up in the air and good. So Roosevelt gets right back on the scoreboard. Their touchdown brings this ball game to a 7-7 tie. As we get ready to head into a commercial break, it's the Knights 7, the Rough Riders 7 here from Howard Wood Field in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey. Download it today and see what you've been missing.
Hi, this is Father Jordan Sampson, pastor of Christ the King Parish.
And this is Julie Colbeck, principal of Christ the King Elementary School. We would like to express our gratitude to our parishioners and staff, parents and students, as well as so many others who have generously supported our mission.
As the days grow colder, may the fire of God's love warm our hearts and inspire us to greater faith, hope, and love.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field here, as the broadcast of these playoff games has been authorized by the special arrangement with the Board of Directors on the South Dakota High School Activities Association. So here we are, 7-7 ball game with 5:57 left on a squib kick. It'll be downed right at the 36-yard line. So Logan Height quick to jump on that football on the squib kick for the Riders.
First and 10 Knights at their own 36.
So the Knights start their second possession here of the ball game. 5:55 in the first quarter here. They start on their own 36 with the wind to their back.
So Knights will come out here offensively. 2 receivers to the right, fullback and running back on the right side. Dannenbring drops back to pass. He'll fire one down the sideline. It was overthrown and incomplete. Good defensive play there by number 21, Gabe Kranzler, to deflect that one away from Konechny. Not a whole lot doing there in one-on-one coverage, but taking the shot nonetheless gave him the opportunity.
A little pushing too. I thought maybe Konechny would have got a little offensive there, like he had his hands on his back there to push him away, but you got to try it when you got the wind like that.
Absolutely. So O'Gorman will come out, 2nd down and 10 now. They'll send Struck in a flip across to the right side of the formation. Now he'll be lined up on the line in a timeout, O'Gorman. Looks like there is confusion of where to line up out of Struck and Dannenbring talking to flip sides between the two of them. And Popinga, frustrated, takes the quick timeout. So with 5:48 left here in the first quarter, we'll just keep it right here, as this will be a 30-second timeout. Well, Gorman looked like they were about to take all of the momentum there in that last drive as it was 3rd down and 6, and a run up the middle sprung 76 yards right down the field for Nelson Wright. And just like that, it's a 7-7 ball game. But if you tackle Wright short of the line to gain there, I mean, you're getting the football punted back to you already up 7-0, and you drove down the field with ease on your first drive. That's a lot of momentum that would be tough for the Riders to overcome and would maybe have to bring them out of their run game earlier than they would have liked.
And that was a good blocking scheme. That was a good lane there for him to get through. So that was Elpers was probably the only one that maybe could have got him.
Yep.
But hats off. But like on this last play, coach saw something he didn't like, and you could tell that because the head check came off right away as he's coming out. So as we know that he's not happy right there when he takes his headset off and starts going out on the field for the timeout.
So Gorman will come out now. Ball at the 36-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Dannenbring snap, quick pass outside to Satter. Caught down the sideline, avoids a tackle. He stepped out of bounds after a gain of 5. Oh, they're going to give him, 5. So it'll be 3rd down and 5. Ball is at the 41-yard line. Well, Gorman with the wind at their back here. If they would have to punt, would have the positive wind at their back to hopefully flip some field position here. But 3rd down, you can start to hear the Rider crowd pick it up a little bit.
Let's execute here, gentlemen.
Dannenbring, quick give. Jones on the carry, pushing his way forward.
Yeah.
First down, O'Gorman.
That extra.
The second effort from Jones, and Dannenbring with the push from behind.
That's what I was going to say. Did you see Dannenbring come in there and push? I mean,
what a big second effort there as O'Gorman scraps their way for a first down.
That's a team effort there, folks.
That was a 2 to 3 yard carry at best up the middle before Dannenbring came from behind and gave Jones a push. First down and 10. 2 receivers to the right. Struck the lone receiver on the left side. Drop back pass for Dannenbring. He'll have to scramble out of the pocket. Throw on the run. Complete to Konechny for a first down.
39.
Move the chains down to the 39. Nope, they're going to say 41-yard line. They'll say his knees hit before he fell. So no Gorman first down. The Knights continue to move the chains a little bit here. Some good tempo to this offensive possession here for O'Gorman now. Both teams, 7-7, have had some impressive plays so far on the offensive end with that Nelson Wright 76-yard touchdown for Roosevelt and O'Gorman's whole first drive, moving the ball solidly down the field. Satter in motion. Dannenbring drops back to pass. He's got struck over the middle. It was nearly intercepted by number 4, Garrett Paulson. Dannenbring gets away with that one as that one was nearly picked off by Paulson, the 6-foot senior defensive back.
He was right there, but Manny was there.
Manny would have been able to catch that football had Paulson not cut it from underneath.
He had room, too.
Yep. That ball was thrown maybe a split second earlier, you might have seen it be caught. Instead, it's just an incomplete pass and brings up 2nd down and 10. Snap, Dannenbring, give. Jones off the right side, through a couple of defenders before he's hit hard, but not after a gain of 6 yards on 2nd down. That'll bring up 3rd and 4. So Jones, just a sophomore, a little bit of an undersized sophomore, took a big shot there as he just jogs back to the huddle like it was nothing, but you got to expect he's going to be hurting a little bit after this ball game, especially in the cold, taking shots like that.
Ouch.
Snap, Dannenbring rolling out to the left. He's got Satter, adjusts his feet, caught by Satter down the sideline, and stumbling out of bounds inside the 20, down inside the 15, and at the 12, and it's first down O'Gorman.
He likes that tightrope, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
He likes that sideline. That's the second time today he's done that. We watched it last week, too.
O'Gorman coming out and executing well on the offensive end here. That one was open for a long time, but Dannenbring waited until he could get the feet set in the right spot and deliver a strike to Satter, which he did.
2 months ago, he wouldn't do
absolutely. That. First down and 10, O'Gorman. Ball at the 12. Snap, struck on the sideline, juggles it and misses it. Incomplete and out of bounds. It was intended for Struck. It was a little bit high to the outside.
A little bit in front of him.
A little bit in front of him. Probably could have caught it. But with the inexperience at the receiver position lately, those are some growing pains you're going to see here.
Okay, with the wind you're back here, we got 355. How can Hagee kick? I'm just throwing that.
I think Hagee,
what's his distance?
Oh, he can kick it 30, 40 yards. Snap. Give. Jones cutting away from a couple defenders, rumbling his feet forward for a gain of 6. That'll bring up third down, and a late stumble and push around.
Wow.
Drops Carlson back. I think he stepped on the defender, and then both of them backed into each other. But Jones, once again, a good second effort.
He picked up another 2-3 yards there.
Maverick Jones with 6 carries for 30 yards. Third down and 4. Ball at the 6-yard line. The Knights need the 2. And we're going to have a timeout called by Roosevelt here. So with 3:18 left in the first quarter, Knights 7, Riders 7. Knights with the football inside the 10-yard line with third down and 4 after the break here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is available on Alexa-enabled devices, including Amazon Echo, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To enable the skill, just say, Alexa, enable Real Presence Radio. To listen, say something like, Alexa, open Real Presence Radio. It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, play Sioux Falls, or play AM 970, or play WWEN. From there, you can use commands like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Alexa-enabled devices.
Welcome back to Real Presence Radio Network here at Howard Wood Field, home of the doubleheader in AAA quarterfinal football tonight between the O'Gorman Knights and the Roosevelt Rough Riders, which is going on right now. And then the nightcap tonight between Washington and Sioux Falls Lincoln. So Roosevelt just called the timeout. It'll be Knights football here, third down and 4. Ball is at the Roosevelt 6-yard line. The Knights in the red zone inside the 10. That was weird, threatening to score.
Sounded like lightning.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Throwback to Dakota Bowl. Dannenbring will roll out to the backside. He's got pressure in his face. Stutter step move. He's got struck open in the end zone. Caught it. Touchdown, O'Gorman.
Yeah, baby.
Touchdown, Manny Struck, and it's 13-7. Dannenbring with good poise rolling out. Found Struck, who was waving his arms in the end zone, and finally was able to find him over the middle. And it's 13-7 O'Gorman.
But Dannenbrink had pressure on him, though. He chased him out of the pocket. He rolled out, and he hit somebody in his face. And Manny was wide open there waving.
Extra point is up and good by Andrew Nelson. So with 3:11 left here in the first quarter, we'll get ready to take a break as the O'Gorman Knights take the 14-7 lead here as we head into the break on Real Presence Radio Network.
Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is a third-generation family-owned chiropractic practice whom have been proudly serving the people of Sioux Falls and the Sioux Empire region since 1947. Dr. Eric Ferendorf, a 1999 O'Gorman alum, practices alongside his wife, Dr. Larissa Ferendorf. Dr. Larissa specializes in applied kinesiology and clinical nutrition. Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is located on the northwest corner of 49th Street and Southeastern Avenue, 605-334-8000, or online at ferendorfchiropractic.com.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family-owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
That kick is booted through the back of the end zone for a touchback as we get ready to resume action here from Howard Wood. And that last scoring drive for the O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Closets & More, a locally owned company providing custom-designed closets and storage solutions. Closets & More can be reached at 605-334-5135 or online at sdclosetsandmore.com. So if you're just joining us, that touchdown pass from Dannenbring to Struck makes it 14-7. O'Gorman has scored on both drives. Roosevelt had a 76-yard touchdown on their second drive. And that's where we are with 3:11 left here in the first quarter. Run up the middle, stuffed by David Alpers. Ooh, got a hiccup there all of a sudden.
And he did stuff him there. No gain at all. If anything, about a half a yard loss.
Some hurry-up offense here for the Rough Riders. They'll come out with 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Brower now at the straight drop back, fires it over the middle where it's incomplete. It was intended for Jackson Gravengood and incomplete.
And Elpers was all over him. And the quarterback, he was right on him. He had to get rid of it fast.
3rd down and 10. Roosevelt continues to come out of that no-huddle look. Straight drop back for Brower. He's caught from behind and then thrown over to Tyree Nave, and Gabe Cheddar was all over it, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Carter Peterson was wanting to get him, and I tell you what a play. He went after him.
What was that ref signaling? A timeout?
Well, it's 4th down, so they're going to be punting.
So Gorman takes the timeout.
Yes.
They wanted Roosevelt to punt and give them as much time here offensively as they could with the wind at their back. So it's a strategic move by Coach Jason Popinga.
So he's 228. He's going to get the ball. He's going to get the ball with about 225, 220, 220. And great move here with 2:20 left in the first with the wind at your back.
Absolutely.
Chance to score again, to take it up 21-7. So, I mean, that's a good coach right there to think about that right away with the wind.
Absolutely. So a big strategic move.
So Gorman's used 2 timeouts here in the first half. We're not the end of the first quarter, but they got the ball 4th down at the 15-yard line. Standing back right at the goal line to punt. Let's get in there, help with David and block it.
Snap. Kick is up, and a dud of a kick down inside the 40. It'll roll to the 40-yard line, and that's where it'll stop. So only about a 20-yard punt there, so works out perfectly.
But it's a Roosevelt's 40.
Yep.
And that's the nice thing about it. So the Knights got 40 yards here. 2:18 to go in the first quarter. If the wind to the back here, can the Knights execute? They are 2 for 2 with their possessions and scores. Can they make it 3 for 3 here? You're going to have to play this like going into half, with the wind, with the clock.
Dannenbring will come out, drop back to pass, straight drop back. Sends one over to the sideline where it's caught by Konechny, who tried to break a tackle, was wrapped up pretty well over on the outside by Tate and Nave.
Good 7-8-yard pickup, 7-yard pickup. 6. They gave him 6 on the. Clock's running, minute 54. Then maybe they'd call a couple plays back to back with it.
So 1:45 to go here in the first quarter. Dannenbring snap, give, Jones off the tackle, breaks one, passed for a first down. Clock will stop momentarily.
7-yard gain there by Maverick Jones, number 14, to the Roosevelt 27.
And that young man being a sophomore, the way he can run and run the ball with the eyes and see the lanes and cut and everything. Wait till he becomes a junior and senior. He's going to be phenomenal.
Absolutely.
He's fun to watch now, but he's only going to get better, folks.
So Gorman will come out, 2 receivers to the right. The lone receiver on the left side is Struck, a fullback and running back in the backfield. It's going to be a straight fade route to Struck. That one thrown well out in front of him. And incomplete. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Struck, when the ball hit the ground, was just reaching the goal line. That one landed about 5 yards to 6 yards deep. So the wind at the back, they try to take the man-on-man shot with Struck over on the outside on Mohammed.
First down, that's a good call.
Yeah, you might as well take the shot while you can.
You have to. Minute 7.
And if you don't get, and you want to take that shot because if the clock stops, you have to kick a field goal here. You'd love to kick it with the wind at your back instead of having to go for it if you were on the other side of the field. Snap, fake of the give, drop back, rolling out is Dannenbring. He'll just flip one that's nearly caught it. Touchdown! Peyton Hagee caught it on the goal line.
And it bounced off the Roosevelt player back in his arms.
It bounced around 3 to 4 times, and it's caught for the touchdown.
It was a pinball.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, baby.
I couldn't even see what's going on. It was just a float back there, and I saw it bounce around 3 to 4 times, and it was finally brought in.
That'll be play of the day. That'll make that.
Nelson kick up and through the uprights and good. Wow, what a wild grab. And it is 21-7 as we've got the review coming up here. Off of Hagee, off the Roosevelt defender, tipped again by Hagee and caught. So 3 bounces and into the arms of Peyton Hagee, and we'll just keep it right here before we send it to commercial as the quarter is nearing an end.
Unbelievable.
That was one of the better catches we've seen.
That was phenomenal. He stuck with
that was shades of the David Alpers catch versus Roosevelt earlier in the season.
Well, remember, he made play of the day on ESPN, and that's what I'm saying. I'm sure that'll get sent in, so look for that play on SportsCenter tonight. Should make the top 10. 58 seconds to go for Roosevelt. Can we hold him here?
So that last scoring drive for the O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Closets & More, a locally owned company providing custom-designed closets and storage solutions. Closets & More can be reached at 605-334-5135 or online at sdclosetsandmore.com. Closetsandmoresd.com. Goodness gracious. So that kick, kind of a wobbler, sent down inside the 5, tips off the hand of the Roosevelt return man, and now he'll have to run around and panic, and he's dropped inside the 10-yard line.
There was nobody around him for.
Oh my goodness!
There was 7, 8 white jerseys around him. He didn't have a prayer there. I want to give a shout out to Monsignor Barnett. I know he listens every game and over at Prince of Peace, and big O'Gorman supporter.
So first down and 10 for Roosevelt here. Snap, give. It's Nelson Wright bursting into the second level and then tackled a yard short of the first down. He's been the workhorse so far for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. He's really come on in the second half of the season.
3-second difference from the game clock to so they're going to have to run one more play here going into the win. So
second down and short here for the Rough Riders. It's second down and 1. Snap, give, right. Off the tackle. He'll be smacked down in the backfield. It was Carter Peterson. Nope, it was Andres Matichek who got to him.
He was all over him. Good tackle. Loss of 3, and that'll do it for the end of the first quarter. Knights 21, the Roosevelt Rough Riders 7 here in the quarterfinals of the AAA football here from Howard Wood Field.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Here at Catholic Family Services, we believe counseling is for everyone. Catholic Family Services is here to help whether you are navigating a life transition, such as going to college or changing career paths, wanting to improve your communication skills, making plans for your future family, or wanting to understand mental health. If you would like more information or to set up an appointment with one of our trained professionals, call Catholic Family Services at 605-988-3775.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field here as the O'Gorman Knights lead 21-13 over the Rough Riders at the end of one. We're getting ready for our second quarter. 21-7, sorry. Can't believe I messed that math up. Long day of teaching fractions, and I just got ahead of myself. So we're still in the media timeout. No better time than to read our simple math brought to you by the High School Activities Association. I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. High school sports have this down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us, look no further than high school sports in South Dakota. This message has been presented by the South Dakota High School Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. So let's take a quick look at some stats that we just got brought to you by the press box here at Howard Wood Field. So Gorman leads 21-7. They have 9 first downs to the Roosevelt 1. Gorman has 119 passing yards. Roosevelt with -1 net passing yards. Maverick Jones, 8 carries for 37 yards. Bennett Danenbring, 2 carries for 11 yards and a touchdown. Danenbring is 8 of 13 for 119. He's hit Ryland Sadler 3 times for 59. Peyton Hagee twice for 35 and a score. And Manny Struck once for 6 yards and a score. And then Preston Konechny 2 times for 19 yards. So Roosevelt will come out here, their third opportunity here on the offensive end. It's 3rd down and 4, however, with the wind at their back. Now there's some movement and a timeout for Roosevelt. So they come out of this long break and then can't figure out what's going on the offensive end, and a timeout has to be taken by the Rough Riders. I'm not sure how you lose that communication there in that span of time.
You just had four minutes, really, to get your, call the play and everything, what you're going to do. And you come out and they line up wrong, and Coach Kim Nelson, Dakota State grad, I got to get that in, Brett, calls a timeout. So, mental mistake right there by the offensive line there. So we talked about, Isaac just talked about the stats.
Yeah.
The wind has a big factor into that, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And
so I'm curious to see what's going to happen here. And hopefully the wind shouldn't. And the Gorman can stop them here at 3rd and short and make them punt with the wind, get the ball
It's almost
back.
not as big of a deal for Roosevelt offensively, the way that they just run the football.
Yeah.
It doesn't become as much of a factor. But for O'Gorman, it will change their offensive outlook a little bit.
They're going to take a shot with the wind. They're going to have to.
Absolutely. 3rd down and 4 here for the Rough Riders. The snap, give, and stuffed by David Alpers. They're not going to get to the 1st down. In fact, they're going to be dropped back for a loss of 2, and that'll bring up 4th down.
He's going to punt with the wind here.
What a play by David Alpers, who came screaming off the edge, blew by the tackle, and lit up Nelson Wright in the backfield. Nelson Wright had
going to pick him up and throw him down.
He had 4 carries now for 80 yards and that long touchdown of 76 yards. And other than that, Roosevelt hasn't done a whole lot of anything on offense.
And here comes a man on the field late.
It's Nelson Wright. Outside of Nelson Wright, Roosevelt has -2 yards net offense. Snap, punt, end over end. It'll bounce at the 50, straight up into the air. One more bounce, finally fielded by Konechny, and he'll run down the sideline. He's got room to run. Down out of bounds inside the 40, or across the 45, just shy of the 50. And the Knights get a nice run back
49.
by Preston Konechny.
He ran it back 20 yards there. It was a Roosevelt bounce, and he picked it up. Nice run there. So it's at the O'Gorman 49 here as they take over now. We're going into the wind here in the second quarter.
Yep, first drive of the second quarter for the Knights. They lead 21-7 right now, as that last punt was a good punt and then a big return for O'Gorman. Now more of a heavy package in here for the Knights. Snap, give to Maverick Jones, who jukes and jives his way into the middle of the line before he's ended up getting wrapped up by Gehring, but they're going to give him a gain of 4 yards.
Well, then the defensive line and the linebackers, they pushed him back. give them 4 yards in the pickup, push them back about 6 yards. They're fired up.
It looks like they got a new set of chains over there. I thought the first ones they were using had the big orange flags down the side.
And the wind was blowing them.
Snap, give, Jones off tackle, cuts back into a big crowd of riders before he is met 2 yards shy of the first down, so it'll be 3rd down and 2. You hate to say it's 4-down territory already this early in the ballgame, but with the wind, I mean, you're going to be punting it for maybe a punt of 20-ish yards into this wind. And your offense has been rolling right now. You got 2 yards to get in 2 plays. You might just be going for this.
Do it like they did in that 3rd and short last time. Give it to Maverick, and Dannenberg come up and help push him out.
So heavy set here for O'Gorman. Snap, Jones, carry, middle of the field, 1st down and more. Inside the 40 down to the 38-yard line, and the Knights move the chains.
That was Ratzlaff came in that time and did the same thing. Good team effort by the Knights. They are clicking on all 8 cylinders here this afternoon.
First and 10, snap, fake of the give. Dannenberg a lot of pressure in his face, and he's going to eat a big sack here. One of the first, I would say, mistakes we've seen Dannenberg make in a couple of weeks. He's taken a big, let's see, 12-yard sack. Nope, they're going to say it's a 9-yard sack. Looked like he was going to march it a little further back. So it'll be 2nd down and 19. Now Roosevelt's expecting a pass. You might want to hit him with a little bit of a delayed run here. Get some yards back for a 3rd and somewhat manageable. You don't have to get it back all in one play. Now you've got man-on-man coverage out on the outside with Struck. Snap, fake, give. Dannenberg more pressure in his face. Avoids the 1-man. Now rolls out, and he's just going to take a massive shot from the Rough Riders and get right up to his feet.
So that ended Blitzen coming in quick. He's coming in hot.
It's Cam. Yep, that's Cam Jones. Cam Jones off the edge. The last 2 plays kind of eating the left side of the lineup.
3rd and 19 now.
That's Peter Benson over there, a matchup that we were kind of looking into earlier. Cam Jones, the big, athletic. David Alpers, similar height and weight-wise. I'd like to give Alpers a little more strength on the defensive end, but it's like you're playing against your own guy. Dannenberg, straight drop back pass. He's just going to fling one down the sideline. Konechny in the area. It'll be picked off at the 10-yard line. And there was a penalty flag. They might call this a roughing the passer. Nope.
They're going to decline it. There's holding.
Now, here's the thing. I almost like
Thank you.
that.
That's where I'm going. That's wrong. You can read my mind. I'm going, that's not so bad.
No, I mean now the ball's at the 10-yard line.
And the punt would give him probably another 20, 30 yards.
Opposed to where the holding was at the 50,
Yes.
you back them up
Thank you.
10 yards from the 50 and run it again. You're going to have to punt. The ball's going to be around the 30-yard line, but they'll just take the interception at the 10. And that's one of those 50-50 balls that you kind of tell your quarterback, you throw that thing up and it gets picked, it gets picked.
It does. And it's 3rd down. So, that's where. Next play, like you said, we had to punt. Now we got to hold him.
Run up the middle. And ball came out, and O'Gorman jumped on it. Turnover, and the Knights are on it. It was Rush Landry who forced it.
Oh.
Got his hands in there and ripped it out.
Wow.
Turnover, Rough Riders, and the Knights get it right back.
On the 15-yard line, on the Roosevelt 15, chance for the Knights to take it in here.
Rush Landry put his hand in there and just ripped at that football. Watch number 8 there on the replay. Just ripped at it. Boom. Ball came right out and directly into the arms of, I think it was Sam Jacobson down on the ground. Take a shot here. Oh, it was Manny. So Struck recovered the fumble. Snap, give on the outside edge. It's Jones. Cuts back a little bit of tripped up near the 16-yard line, and it'll be 2nd down and 11. I like the matchup over on the left side right now. If you were to take a shot at all, if you've got big Rush Landry with Gabe Kranzler on him, we've seen the last couple of times. Rush Landry, the 6'5", 210-pound senior, has been matched up one-on-one with the 6 foot, 165-pound corner over there. Now it's Hagee on him. But now he's got Muhammad on the other side. You might just take one here to Landry. Over on the sideline, catch caught by Landry and pushed out of bounds. Gain of about 4 yards.
At the 11.
You get this thing inside. If you bring this down relatively within 2 to 3 yards, you're probably going for it here.
Well, you have to.
It's 3rd down and 8. 3rd down and 8. You get it 4th down and about 3. You're probably going for it. I mean, into the wind, it's not the worst kick in the world, but, I mean, field position is still in your favor if you don't convert. Now, an incompletion, you might have to send out the unit and try to kick one into the wind. Another snap, throw high, incomplete of the intended receiver, Rush Landry.
He's asking for a flag in the
said that he was being held on the jersey on his way. We'll watch the replay over here on the right side. Not a whole lot.
No, he looked pretty clean. So here's 4th down. Again.
It looks like they're sending in the field goal unit. So it'll be Hagee on to kick this one as it's an outside of 30 yards. Or, excuse me, into the wind, not outside of 30. 29-yard field goal attempt here for Hagee. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is up. And no good. Wide left. So Roosevelt survives and catches a break on the missed field goal there from O'Gorman.
But again,
6:42 left here in the second quarter. 21-7 Knights.
Ball's at the 20. So, it's not that bad field position. 6:42 left here in the second quarter. Roosevelt will be 1st down.
First down and 10. Roosevelt comes out, 3 receivers bunched on the right. Drop of the snap. Brower dropped it. Now he's got a receiver over in the middle of the field. Open, caught, running down inside the 40 near the sideline. He had 2 receivers open. Tate and Nave would have been a touchdown if he would have seen Nave over the middle of the field. Wide open.
Great protection there on him.
Yeah.
He had
dropped the snap and still had plenty of time to deliver a strike, which he did. For a big first down, gain of 23.
A lot of time to throw the ball, so good protection by the Roosevelt Rough
Snap,
Riders.
roll out. This time Brower throwing on the roll out. Caught, nope, dropped by Gehring. Man, Gehring had about 3 or 4 drops against O'Gorman in the Dakota Bowl game. Dropped that one straight in his hands there.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball at the Rough Rider 43.
I just got a text asking, why isn't another scoreboard on the video stream? We don't have that computer to do that.
Yeah, we don't have the capability to plug into the actual scoreboard here at Howard Wood. That's a luxury we have at O'Gorman. And sometimes Harrisburg or other road games that we go to where we can directly plug into the scoreboard, usually in the same press box area. But here at Howard Wood, we're all the way down near the 35-yard line. And the actual scoreboard ticker is about 2 boxes over to our right.
So
and no plug-in.
21-7 with 5:45 to go here in the second quarter. That was O'Gorman parent.
Roosevelt comes out of the gun, 2 receivers to each side. Give straight up to Nelson Wright. Going to be short of the first down. I think Roosevelt's probably going to go for this. It'll be 4th down and 4. Interesting call on 3rd down there. 3rd down and 7, and you give it straight up the middle.
Okay, this is a gutsy call. You got the wind to your back. You don't give it. Knights will have the ball at the 49, but again, you got the wind to your back. You punt it down. You put them deep at the 10 or at the goal line. So it's really.
Now the Knights can get the football to open up the second half. So if they get a stop here and drive down the field and put one in the end zone. That would be gigantic for momentum.
Big play here.
Brower, straight drop, throws it over to the sideline where it's caught before Gehring is out of bounds. A big-time catch on the sideline for a first down. He was wide open.
He just snuck right out there, didn't he?
Looked like they were playing pretty soft coverage over on the outside. First down and 10. Rough Riders send Nelson Wright into motion into the backfield. He'll get the carry, and he'll be met by a couple of Knights. That was Nate Ratzloff and David Alpers.
You see Alpers come from the backside.
Yep.
You grab him from the back and wait to get in there. So now Dave's going to go out of play. They switch in and out. But he comes from that right end and swings around and got him from behind. 4:20, clock's running here in the second quarter. 21-7, Knights on top. Quarterfinal, AAA.
Riders will come out of the gun. They'll send Gravengood in motion, give it to him on the sweep play to the outside where he's going to be caught by Carter Peterson and drop behind the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up third down and 10, third and 11, a loss of 3 yards.
And Manny was out there.
Struck and Carter Peterson were the nearest defenders in the area. Carter Peterson got to him first.
Yellow shoes give it away.
Yeah,
that's what I look at. That's
easy to see.
That's the first thing I could see Manny with his gloves and yellow shoes. The Augustana commit.
Snap, roll out pass. Brower throwing down the sideline, incomplete. A leaping effort by Jackson Gravengood as it was thrown up over the top of him. He had to go sky up to get his hands on it. Struck was the nearest in coverage.
Now it's 4th and long again. Looked like that right guard jumped on that play, and they didn't call it. But
That was a good effort from Gravengood over on the sideline. A very tough catch to have to make.
Okay, 3:22. The clock stopped, an incomplete pass. So here we are, 4th and 11 now for the Rough Riders, and they're going for it.
So 4th down and 11. 3:22 here in the second quarter. Knights lead 21-7. Snap, roll out. It's Brower. He's got a man open. Doesn't see him now. Finds him over the middle. Struck, deflects it, picks it off with the one hand.
Yeah, baby. One-handed interception by Manny Struck on the 13-yard line.
So Struck comes up with the interception.
Was that his good hand?
With the one, hand? That was the good hand.
That was good hand.
It looked like he initially tried to deflect it down, and then it just kind of stuck. I mean, like it looked like he had swatted at it, and then it just kind of stayed put in the hands.
So the last two possessions for the Rough Riders have been a fumble and interception.
You like that if you're the O'Gorman Knights.
Yes, 3:13 here to go in first half. As Isaac said earlier, O'Gorman will get the ball to start the second half, but they deferred.
Snap, give, Jones, carry, round the right side, not a whole lot doing. That'll bring up second down. So the wind certainly is playing a factor right now, however, for the O'Gorman offense. The Knights have had a tough time moving the football here in the second quarter. It'll be second down and 8.
See Maverick cut one here and break one.
I think that if we can
30-yard pickup here.
Ride a fake here and give it, or ride the fake to Maverick and keep it down the left side here with Bennett. Roll out, pressure from behind. Throw over the middle, nearly intercepted, and Dannenbring nearly made a crucial mistake on that throw over the middle.
And Paulson had a one-handed on that one.
Yikes.
To deflect that. So
the Knights are doing a good job of helping protect on the backside. They sent the running back from the right side to flip over and block Cam Jones off the left edge.
But they're still causing Dannenbrink a little pressure.
Third down and 7, ball at the 16-yard line, 2:26 left in the second quarter. Knights need something big here. Rolling out, Dannenbring on the move. He's just going to have to let this one fly. He does. Hagee grabs it. Oh, my goodness. down to the 50. What a grab.
Oh, and he was going out of bounds, and he threw that up as a prayer.
Oh, my goodness.
And he was going out of, the 10-yard line? Nice ball into the wind. Dannebring's got an arm, folks. First down on the 50-yard line, 2:13 to go. Knights driving. Roosevelt makes last substitution, comes in. Gorman had a chance to
First
snap
and
that.
10, ball at the 50. Dannebring, quick out route over to Satter, who breaks one tackle. Now he's got room to run. A flag came out as Satter's caught from behind. I don't know how you call this block in the back, but that's what I think this ref's going to call.
That'd be on 12.
Man, that's a tough call.
Yeah. I think they're going to call it on Preston. They pick up the flag and they move it back 4 yards and drop it again. Holding.
We'll hear the call here.
Holding. On the offense. Number 12.
So they're going to call it holding out on the perimeter with Konechny.
Has elected to have the clock start on the snap.
So they'll back them up 10 yards. It'll be first down and 10 still, and Roosevelt elects to keep the clock rolling on the snap here.
Minute 52.
So it looks like they don't trust their defense to get off the field and give their offense another shot, so they're just trying to give O'Gorman the least amount of time they can here. Snap give. Jones off the carry. Gains about 9 yards on first down. They'll give him 10, so he gains it all back in one play.
Back to the 50.
It's back to the 50, second down and 10.
Clock's running, minute 38, 37 here. You have to hurry up here.
And a timeout, Roosevelt. So, what? I'm sorry. What are they doing? You back them up, then you elect to roll the clock, and then you give up 10 yards and take a timeout.
I don't understand that one.
So with 1:35 left here in the second quarter, we'll just keep it right here. Some stats to fly around here. Yep. Yeah, Coach Nelson. Not sure. I technically wouldn't say I disagree. I'm just not sure what he's envisioning with that. So Dannebring 10 of 18 for 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception so far. Brower 4 of 10 with 31 yards and an interception. O'Gorman's receivers, Peyton Heggie, 3 receptions for 69 yards and a touchdown. Ryland Satter for 3 for 59 yards. And Manny Struck 1 for 6 yards and a touchdown. Struck with an interception on defense, and the interception for the Rough Riders was it Paulson that had that? Kranzler, there we go, Gabe Kranzler. So finally, coming out of the timeout here, both teams set to resume.
So second and 10, minute 35. Knights on top, 21-7, second quarter.
So Dannebring sends Satter in motion, fakes the give. He's going to take a shot over the middle of the field. It's a wobbly pass intended for Heggie and knocked incomplete. Good defensive play by Garrett Paulson, who was in the area. That was a near completion. Into the wind makes that a tough play.
Double coverage on that. That's a good ball into the wind by Dannebring. I'm impressed. He's got an arm.
Third down and 10, 1:28 left. Snap. Give. Jones. They're going to blow this one dead and say there was movement up front. That would have been a big play there. O'Gorman would have had probably 7-8 yards before there was any sort of contact. It looked like. Now Roosevelt obviously might have heard the whistle and stopped, but.
Third and 15 now.
Third down and 15, 1:25 left here in the first half. O'Gorman had 21 points in the opening quarter. Roosevelt with 7, and it's been a scoreless second quarter so far. The game has been dominated so far by O'Gorman with 220 yards of offense to Roosevelt's 122, and 76 of those coming on the touchdown run by Nelson Wright. Outside of the touchdown run by Nelson Wright, Roosevelt at the end of the first quarter had negative 6 yards of offense. So now there's a discussion of...
I think it's clock.
Yep, are they going to run it?
Please put 128 on the game clock.
So they'll put 128 on the clock, so they'll put 3 seconds back on for 3rd down and 15.
He went to the back, Justin. He's the officials.
Yep.
Clock on the
now
field.
They'll chop the clock in. Snap, give, nope. It'll be Jones off the edge. He's got some room to run. Breaks off a 1 tackle down to the 45-yard line. So 10 yards on 3rd down sets up a 4th and manageable, about 5 yards now. And I wonder if O'Gorman's going to run some time here and then try to get the 1st down, or if they'll maybe just quick punt it and survive to play the second half. I'm not sure how they're going to attack this here.
Well, give him 40 seconds.
Yep, I think they're going to run it down and decide.
They got a timeout.
The last thing you want to do is not get it and give Roosevelt the football back with a minute or whatever.
No.
And now they're going to run it inside. 48 seconds right now. There's 5 on the play clock. They'll probably call a timeout with 42 seconds. 41 seconds on the game clock. So timeout O'Gorman. 41 seconds left on the clock here in the second quarter. Knights have the football, 4th down and 5 as we get ready to take a break. Stay tuned for more Knights football here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is available on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Google Assistant devices.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, as someone was getting recognized down on the field there. It'll be 4th down and 5. O'Gorman mulling over the decision to go for it or punt it here. They have the ball with 41, so to set the tempo here for the remaining 41 seconds. So Gorman has the ball, 4th down and 5. They're going into 22-mile-per-hour wind.
They're going for it.
Looks like, yep, they're going to send the offense out here and try and get it, and then hope that their defense can hold in the last 40 seconds.
Why chance a long snap, punt, or whatever, and ball take off, and they'd lose yards on the punt.
So Gorman will come out to go for it offensively here. 4th down and 5. Triple set on the right side. Bunch receivers. Dannenbring flush from the pocket. He's just going to have to fling it out here. Lets one fly downfield and dropped by Peyton Hagee.
Oh,
Hagee had a chance to bring that football down and just couldn't bring that one in. It looked like he jumped a little early, anticipating he might have had a defender coming up on the area. He looks really frustrated with that one. But once again, Hagee had another chance to just leap up and pull down a prayer from Dannenbring. These Roosevelt DBs have been flying out of position or mistiming their jumps all afternoon.
But again, Dannenbring was under pressure.
Yep.
And we haven't seen that in the last 2-3 games. And he's getting pressure tonight from that right side coming in. Roosevelt's coming in. Roosevelt's got 31 seconds, no timeouts, so.
Well, Gorman playing a little prevent defense. They've got Struck, Konechny, and I believe that's Jack White about 15 yards off the football right now. And pressure in the face of Brower, and Alpers just throws him down for a huge sack.
That should
and I think Roosevelt's just going to put a knee on it or not even run another play.
No, they're not even running back the line. Now Nelson telling them to hurry up. 12 seconds. Nope.
They're even going to get a play off here? They're not.
Nope.
So that'll do it for the first half here from Howard Wood Field as the O'Gorman Knights jog off the field, hyping up the away crowd as they lead 21-7 over the 3-seeded Rough Riders here in AAA 11 AAA quarterfinal football. So stay tuned for our halftime show here on Real Presence Radio Network as we recap the first half, give an inside look to O'Gorman and what's going on around the school system and preview some other things coming around. And that is all next here on the Knights Halftime Show on Real Presence Radio Network.
Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls offers comprehensive eye exams to assess their patients' eye health, including students and young athletes. At Barnett Vision Clinic, we offer a variety of glasses, contacts, and sunglasses to fit our patients' needs, including brands such as Oakley, Ray-Ban, Nike, Kate Spade, and Nano Vista glasses for kids. Dr. James Barnett is a proud O'Gorman alumni and St. Michael's parishioner. To schedule an appointment, we can be reached at 605-335-7757 or online at barnettvisionclinic.com.
J&J Caseworks and Closets and More is a proud sponsor of the O'Gorman Knights. Following the same rich, winning tradition, family, and Christian values, J&J Caseworks strives to create a work environment to call home. Family owned and operated, J&J Caseworks has several full-time positions available. Our team members pursue career goals, learn new skills, and get the recognition they deserve. To set up an appointment, J&J Caseworks can be reached at 605-332-0805 or email jobs@jmjcaseworks.com. Go Knights!
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kfc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call the BB Agency at 605-882-8689. That's 605-882-8689.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls offers a daily buffet featuring a variety of pizza choices, salad bar, and chicken. Pizza Ranch has a spacious dining room as well as 8 party rooms that fit different group sizes. Their online menu provides another option for their customers to order from. Pizza Ranch is located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street and can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Halftime Show. Brought to you by your Knights of Columbus field agents for the Sioux Falls area, Jeff Gillen and Phil Carlson.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field here as we get ready to take a quick station identification break here on Real Presence Radio.
You're listening to Real Presence Radio, FM 94.5 KGWD Sioux Falls, FM 91.3 KSTJ Hartford, and FM 94.9 K235DE Brookings, your family of faith and hope.
So now welcome back to Real Presence Radio Network as we have a fun and entertaining ball game here for O'Gorman Knight fans as the Knights lead 21-7 here at the half over the Roosevelt Rough Riders. We've got some stats to go over here and recap what we saw early in the first half. Now, this game started out with a bang offensively for O'Gorman. They drove right down the field all over the Roosevelt Rough Riders and put it in the end zone for the first drive of the game, and then put up 14 more points in the first quarter of the ball game. It was 21-7 after the end of one. Both teams went scoreless there in the second half. Some key stats to highlight: Bennett Dannenbring, 10 of 20 with 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Meanwhile, Jackson Brower only 4 of 10 right now with 31 yards and the 1 interception. He's got a long of 23 yards, so then 3 other completions for 8 yards. Nelson Wright has been the man making things happen for Roosevelt, 7 carries, 87 yards. However, had a long of 76 yards and a touchdown, and other than that, not a whole lot doing for him.
Now, you go back to the end of the first quarter, first downs. O'Gorman had 9, Roosevelt 1, 11-3. Look at that.
So both teams picked up
struggling.
Yep, 2 first downs was all in the second quarter. And Roosevelt has really been struggling offensively. I mean, they've had a tough time getting anything going outside of the big 76-yard touchdown run. And if you can't get a whole lot going, especially with the tremendous wind at their back in that quarter, they might be in for a long second half here if O'Gorman it can jump out to a bigger lead in the early going.
And the wind's going down. Now, right now, it says it's 17 north, so it was 20, 25 there earlier. So as we get sun settles, get down here, dust a little bit, the wind hopefully will start going down here in the second half.
Absolutely. So a big first half for the O'Gorman Knights as they lead 21-7. They've had the football for 14 minutes compared to Roosevelt's 8:31, just shy of 15 minutes for O'Gorman. They've run 39 plays for 230 yards to Roosevelt's 23 plays for 113. They've destroying Roosevelt right now in the passing game with 156 yards to Roosevelt's 31.
What concerns me on offense is Dannenbrink's getting pressured from the right-hand side, and it's coming at him, and that's every play they're coming at him on the right-hand side. They're causing him a little havoc. They're throwing him kind of off balance a little bit, chasing him out. Like that one play, he was going out of bounds. It was kind of a Hail Mary to get it out, and that's what happened there. We got the first down. But, again, a lot of pressure on Dannenbrink here. Roosevelt's they're causing some headaches.
Absolutely, yeah. They've been able to get to Dannenbrink a few times and really flush him out of the pocket and try to make him use his feet, which has worked a couple of times, but you can't rely on that in the second half, especially in a game where you probably expect O'Gorman to run the ball a little bit more, so when they do drop back to pass, they really got to convert.
And we did make some
protect
adjustments on the line.
Yes, we did.
In that first quarter, so, Coach, they saw that right away. So
absolutely. So, as we get ready to send it into a commercial break, we'll come back and we'll have a quick Inside O'Gorman segment with head cross-country coach Aaron Strand to recap the girls and boys state cross-country meet last Saturday at Yankton Trails Park in Sioux Falls. And that is next on the Knights Game Day show here, or halftime show here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. Mark can be reached at 605-951-1803 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey. Download it today and see what you've been missing.
Welcome back to Inside O'Gorman, sponsored by the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools. I'm now joined by O'Gorman cross-country coach Aaron Strand, whose boys and girls compete at the state cross-country meet last Saturday at Yankton Trails Park in Sioux Falls, with the girls winning their second straight state title and then the boys finishing 13th. Coach, let's start with the girls and Aaliyah Hardy in particular coming to the meet. I know she had a kind of a freak injury the previous meet at the Metro Conference meet. She competed and she won her third straight state title, which I believe is the first time any O'Gorman girls done that. She ran a 17:31, 10 seconds faster than a second place runner. Can you just talk about her race, kind of the strategy for her going in, and just the accomplishment of being a state champion for 3 years in a row?
Just to start with, Aaliyah's just an amazing young woman. I'm so proud to have got to coach her for 6 years. She started as a 7th grade, and I mean, journey's the only word you can use that we've been on with her. Just between her family and my family, we know of so many different kind of ups and downs and just sacrifices they've made, and so it was just an amazing day for her. Yeah, going into the week, we had kind of the fluke accident out at the Metro the Thursday before, where she caught her head on a tree. We did have to pull her off the course. She was then in concussion protocol, and then our trainer Tiffany on Wednesday before state, cleared her to kind of do a workout and then see how she reacted from doing that workout. So that afternoon, we kind of got to do something up tempo and kind of see how she reacted. She had a good reaction. Symptoms were real mild. And then, Friday is the first day we knew, all right, we're racing on Saturday. Let's get ready to go. So one thing with Aaliyah, she's a team player all around. She'll do whatever it takes for the team before she worries about her individual. So going into the race, we talked a little Friday, but Saturday morning we had the talk. We got to kind of see how we're feeling. We can't go out crazy with the leaders, and then all of a sudden we run ourselves into a hole, and now we're struggling to finish. So she actually kind of had the goal, I want to be in the top 5 for my team, help us try to, win our second state championship. So she got out probably about 10, 15 seconds slower than the leaders. So she got through that first mile mark, was a little ways back, was feeling good, feeling like herself. So she just kind of closed the gap. We talked about that. We don't all of a sudden have to make it up right away. And she kind of got to that 2 mile mark and was still feeling great. So you had about a mile left. And then she just kind of closed the gap on Libby and Allie, with probably about 1,000 to 1,200 to go, took the lead and brought it home for her third state title.
And Coach, now you obviously can't win a state title based on just one girl's performance. Rest of your girls' team, they really stepped up in a big way. You had 5 girls in the top 25. If you count your 6th girl who got 31, that's 6 in the top 32. You got Libby got 3rd, who you mismentioned. Ruth Party got 4th. Kira Pinto 19th. Kenzie Heinrich 25th. And Laney got 31st. Just talk about the rest of your girls, how they ran. I feel like they must have done a really good job. And what does that talk about the depth of your team, having 5 girls on that medal stand?
Yeah, that was awesome. I've never had that before. You put 5 girls on the medal stand, you got a pretty good chance that you're going to be state champs. But really the neat thing is that whole week, that group of girls just had just the right attitude. They weren't too worried about it, but they were, laid back, but yet confident. So it was just fun that whole week, working with them and going into the meet. That morning, Coach Butterfield and I talked in career, you had that feel with them that it was going to be a good day. So we got out on the course. Oh, man, all 7 of them, the 7 girls that got to run, all had their season PR on that course that day, which it is a fast course. We get to run it earlier in the year, and that's what you hope for, but it doesn't always happen. So, yeah, all 7 girls, their best time of the year were that day. So we were just so proud of them. It was just fun to see that group finish the way they did, and well-deserved. They're the back-to-back state champions.
Coach, with just that depth we mentioned, do you feel like having that to run against for each girl in practice, when you have so many good runners, you may be challenging each other every day in practice, in the long term in a state meet like this helps out maybe some of those, even those younger 7th, 8th, 9th grade runners when you're running against the Aaliyahs every day in practice?
Definitely. That's a big advantage for those girls. Well, we put 3 girls in the top 4, in a great field of girls. When you're the other girls getting to run against them every day, running miles with them, they just up tempo all the time. So you never really get a break, and you're running with the best in the state. And to be honest, too, we're pretty fortunate. We train like most groups do as a team, boys and girls. So our boys were a big part of that, too. Our girls every day at a workout, they're chasing down, our guys, just collective as a group, working out the way they do. They really benefited from that.
On the boys' side, the boys this year finished 13th, led by Evan, who got 35th. I believe that's 10 higher than he got the previous year. Andrew Daly got 37th, and then Jack Castelli at 70th. Overall thoughts on the boys' team performance on Saturday at Yankton Trails?
Yeah, our boys ran well. If you looked at their times compared to all season long, they were right there. Little bit disappointed as a team, the boys and the coaches, because we had higher expectations, and I really think they can do what we think they can do. A lot of those guys, they're pretty much all back. It's going to be more about believing that you're one of the top teams in the state and the confidence kind of like the girls have, and it's going to be fun watching them turn the corner. Yeah, they had a great year, just a great group of young men to work with, and really looking forward to the future with that group.
And finally, Coach, what will you remember most about this cross-country season for your boys and girls?
Well, just the whole group all together, just great young men and women. Just make it fun every day to come to practice and work with them. They work very hard. I always kind of smile on their faces, a fun group to work with. That whole group together, we're really going to miss, meeting with them every day, a couple times a week in the morning, and just the attitude they brought every day to practice.
Thank you so much again, Coach, for your time, and congratulations on a great boys and girls cross-country season.
Yeah, thanks, Brett. Thanks for following us. It was a great year.
So that was Aaron Strand, the head coach of the O'Gorman boys and girls cross-country team. So now 5 girls made the medal on the podium this weekend. Aaliyah Hardy, the senior, ran a 17:31.28. And she got first place. She also had first place in 2020 and in 2019. And then in 2018, the O'Gorman girls runner-up to win 3 state cross-country titles. So she's won 3 state titles consecutively and had a second-place finish as well. Libby Castelli, the 9th grader, she had the third-place finish, ran 17:48. And Ruth Party, the sophomore, with the fourth-place finish at 18:25. Kira Pinto, the freshman, got 19th, running a 19:48. Kenzie Heinrich, 25th, 2004, and Lainey Castelluzzo got 31st place with a 2015, and then finally Cecilia Christian freshman, 21-26. She got 68th place. So some other good things. And then on the boys team, Evan Maroos got 35th place, the top finisher for the boys. He ran a 17:18. Andrew Daly, 17:20, got 37th. Jack Castelli, 17:52. Dominic Ripperda, 82nd place, 18:06. Max Wetzel, 18:30. Sam Party, 19:05. And Sam Prairie, 1909.
All right, Isaac, a couple of quick things. Libby Castelli is the first OG athlete to win All-State honors in 2 sports on the same season, cross country and soccer All-State. So congratulations to Libby, a freshman. And the O'Gorman girls cross country is the first OG team to be invited to the Nike Heartland Region Championship race. 22 teams invited out of the 7 regional states. It's going to be November 14th at Yankton Trails. So for one season. So they will be running again on November 14th at Yankton Trails. And a quick fact that Heinrich, that's Kurt Heinrich's daughter.
Yep, I was going to say, it seemed like it.
And O'Gorman also won another first place on Saturday afternoon. The O'Gorman cheer team took number first out at Brandon Valley, hosted a state cheer and dance on Saturday as well. So I'll tell you what, it was O'Gorman on Saturday. It was the girls winning both in the cheer and the cross country. So 2 state champions were on their way for another Kello Cup this year.
So quick going on. So today is Thursday. Tomorrow, Friday, there's All-State Choir and All-State Orchestra in Rapid City, Oral and Terp at Roosevelt. Again on Saturday, that All-State Choir and Orchestra will be still in Rapid City, Debate in Watertown. Gymnastics practice starts on Monday, November 1st. I can't believe we're already in November. And then on Tuesday, November 2nd, the volleyball team hosts Huron. And on Thursday, November 4th, the orchestra concert at the high school, junior high at Lorraine Theater. Kids. And then volleyball will be at Mitchell on November 4th. That's the last regular season volleyball game. And then on next Friday, if we win, we'll be playing in the state semifinals.
And we could get a home game.
Possibly, if Jefferson wins.
You really have to look at that, folks, because if we keep it up the way we're playing today and Jefferson comes through, we potentially could have a home game Friday night.
So Inside O'Gorman has been brought to you by the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools. Our 6 elementary schools, junior high and high school, exemplify gospel values, strong student achievement, and community service. Our schools strive to have excellence where it counts in faith, academics, in our community, and in the opportunities offered to our students. Visit ognights.org to schedule a tour.
Perfect. So with both the teams getting on the field here in the start of the second half, what do you think are some keys for O'Gorman here in the second half?
Well, it it seems to be that O'Gorman has elected to take the wind at their back rather than take the football. That's what I'm getting out of this right now, that O'Gorman has elected to take the football, to kick off the football again and take the wind at their back for this third quarter.
Which is, 21-7 here. I don't think that works. I'm happy with that. But to answer your question, Brett, I think the offensive line's got to step up a little bit more and don't call it and keep Dannenbrink, let him have some time to throw. And to me, that's a big key right there. If Dannenbrink's going to be pressured, it's going to be hard for this whole second half.
So tonight's halftime show for the O'Gorman Knights is sponsored by the BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance for South Dakota, Southwest Minnesota, and Northeastern Iowa. For life insurance, long-term care insurance, and retirement products, call the BB Agency at 605-882-8689 to connect with a field agent near you. Knights of Columbus Insurance, strong, dependable, faith-based insurance protecting your family's financial future. So that kickoff will sail into the back of the end zone. So O'Gorman did elect to kick the football and take the wind at their back here, hoping what they can do is at least I hope that they didn't mess up and say that we wanted to kick. run stuffed up the middle for a gain of nothing. It's actually going to drop backyard. I hope we didn't say at the beginning of the game we wanted to kick instead of defer, because they didn't say that on the PA, but I got a text from my dad saying, I sure hope we didn't mess up earlier, and this is the game plan. So
I would think, we had a good first quarter again with their wind at our back, and if we end up having another
I
good
think that
third
what
quarter,
we're trying to do is we're trying to take them out of it here in this third quarter, hope to get up a little bit and make them work from behind, knowing that we're probably going to run the ball in the fourth quarter more than we'd run it in the third. But
because the only thing they've really done is they had the 176-yard run, and that was, I don't want to say a fluke, but that was a good run. That was a nice run, good open hole. But for them to come back, it's hard. Once you get Roosevelt down, it's hard for them to come back. But anything's possible, folks.
Yep. 3rd down and 5.
Taking their time here. 5 on the clock.
Snap. Fake of the give. Now it's going to be a reverse play over on the edge. Gehring's got all the room to run down the sideline. So he picks up the first down.
Who's back there on defense was.
If they would have ran it the normal way, they would have been stopped for a big loss back there. So the reverse play was well executed by the Rough Riders.
So second half, you pull out go to the book.
1st down and 10 for the Riders. They've got 2 tight ends and 2 receivers to the left side. Snap, give, straight up the middle. Nelson right, gain of 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Right tackle. Short gain. Number 24, Carter Peterson to make the tackle.
I'm a little bit confused now because I feel like Roosevelt would have elected to have the wind at their back anyway in the fourth quarter, so I feel like we could have set the football and got it going this way anyway. Not sure, though. You never know. Kim Nelson did do this to O'Gorman, though, 4 years ago. When I was a junior during the President's Bowl, he actually elected to kick off twice and just take the win. Carry by Brower for about 2 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. He was that confident in the defense that year that it wasn't really going to matter for us offensively, and it didn't.
And to me, I want the wind at my back in the fourth. That's personally. That's just old school football. That's the way I was brought up.
I think O'Gorman wants to make a statement here and try to put the ball down in the end zone after they can hopefully get a stop here. 3rd down and 6. Rolling out is Brower.
Get him.
On the throw, caught by Gehring. Nelson tried to get his hand up and deflected away. Ran underneath the route, and then Gehring got behind him, and then Struck was the only defender over in the area and just kind of guided him out of bounds.
Nice first down by the Rough Riders. Just joining us, 9:58 here in the third quarter. O'Gorman 21, Rough Riders 7. Roosevelt driving, ball on the 50-yard line.
Driving into the wind. Snap, quick pass over on the outside, caught and then tackled out of bounds. That was number 17, Camden Mahone.
Caught a gain of about 2 on the play.
2-yard pickup.
John White, among others. The force him out of bounds.
2nd down and 9. 2nd down and 8. They need the 40-yard line, have it at the 48-yard line. Roosevelt eating some clock here, trying to make O'Gorman regret trying to take the ball to start here. O'Gorman just needs to stand tall here and not allow any points, and then putting up points would be huge for the offense. And it's going to be Brower on the carry. The sophomore kept it on the read option play down the left side of the field, gain of about 4 yards. They're going to give him 5. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Is that the first or second time for him to carry?
Yeah, he's doesn't carry a whole lot on the designed run. Now he's good at rollout and passing the ball around the field on the run, but he is not really a design keep. Roosevelt comes out of the gun on 3rd down and 3. Snap. Direct give up the middle and smashed by David Alpers.
Oh.
David Alpers, the big drop back and loss of about 2 yards, and it'll bring up 4th down and 5.
Well, they're going to go for it.
That was a big play there by David Alpers, who came flying off the backside and knocked down right in the backfield. Nobody touched Alpers.
They're not going to punt now.
Makes me wonder if it's kind of a read option play, and Brower's having a tough time reading David just bulldozing off the edge.
I believe so.
4th down and 5. Ball is at the 45-yard line. They need the 40. 3 receivers bunch to the left. Brower, drop back pass over the middle. It is caught.
In traffic.
A huge grab in traffic by Jackson Grevengood.
It's a gain of 11.
Gain of 11 on 4th down and 5. Results in a 1st down.
And Alpers there, they were double teaming him there on the right side.
He took a big shot. Still powered through and hung on to the football through that catch. So a fresh set of downs here for the Rough Riders. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. They'll send Grevengood in motion from left to right. Snap, drop back pass. Over to the sideline, nearly poked away by Struck, then Struck pokes it out. They're going to say it was incomplete. So Grevengood had caught it, and as he started to tuck, Struck punched it out, and then it fell out of bounds on the sideline. Man, if that would have been a catch fumble and not gone out of bounds, the Knights might have had a huge break.
They got to stop them here as they get the ball back. We're 8-12 here in the 3rd, so we can get the wind again with us. Roosevelt's taking as much clock as they can here in the 3rd quarter.
They're trying their best to consume some clock and get into the end zone. Brower rolls out to the backside. He's got pressure in his face, avoids the first man way too high on the pass attempt to Gehring as he slings it out of bounds.
Again, Alpers all over him. Pressure by the senior. South Dakota State commit David Alpers. Got that in, Brett.
Third and 10, Riders at the 34.
Brower, with all the time in the world, completes the pass to Gehring. Shy of this 1st down, but it'll be 4th down and 4.
Look at Carter. He was going for the ball there again, trying to pull it out of him.
Peterson and Nelson make the tackle.
Here we are, 4th down again, folks. 7:46. Clock continues to run.
Fourth down and 4. 3 receivers to the left. 2 bunch to the right. It'll be Brower all alone in the backfield and a timeout by O'Gorman with 7:27 left here in the 3rd quarter on 4th down.
They were trying to figure out who was going to cover here. They were like, and Coach saw that because everybody was looking at each other, linebackers looking at who's where and stuff, and Shannon Popinga saw that right away.
So the Knights take a timeout. We'll get ready to take a break with them as well. So with 7:27 left in the 3rd quarter, Knights lead 21-7. Rough Riders with 4th down and 5 inside the Knights territory.
I'm Bishop Donald DeGrood. I'd like to invite you to the Through God's Love Conference on Saturday, October 30th at the Sioux Falls Convention Center. Over the last few months, we've been spreading the word about the diocesan vision, lifelong Catholic missionary discipleship through God's love. Now I'd like to invite you to participate in this conference, where we will help you respond to God's call and in turn help others know and love Him themselves. Visit sfcatholic.org and join me in the renewal the Holy Spirit is working in our diocese.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field here. 4th down and 5. 4th and 4, a long 4 for the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Ball is at the 28-yard line. They need the 24.
This is the 3rd, 4th down conversion on this drive for the Rough Riders.
Empty set, empty backfield. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. It's going to be Brower, the lone man out of the gun. Takes the snap, drop back, straight pass. Is going to be incomplete.
Yes.
And the Knights will get the football back. So a huge turnover on downs, as it looked like Grevengood had almost pivoted inside and the ball was delivered outside and incomplete. So the Knights avoid a huge panic there possibly giving up a touchdown into the start the second half.
They ate up about 5 minutes of the clock.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's crucial. Now
the Knights took the wind on purpose, so they'll probably come out here and come out firing to start the drive, but expect a run on the first down here. Snap, fake. Dannenbring pressure. He's going to have to keep along the right side, and he's dropped for a sack. That snap came out early. They weren't ready for it as Dannenbring kind of just caught it and no one else had started moving. So a false snap there. Ty Noctiborin on the tackle.
Adam Scott, number 52, is our center.
Second and a long 11.
He's a 6'1 junior, 270.
Snap, throw over, complete to Satter down the sideline, knocked out of bounds just shy of the first down yardage.
3rd and short.
Pushing him out of bounds. Gain of 10 on the play. 3rd and short for Gorman at the 137.
Stepped out to save time on the clock. I think I can see a lot of that on the drives here with the out.
Snap, give, Jones, keep up the middle. It's right at the sticks, and it looks like they're going to give him the first down. Right at the sticks, and they'll move it across. So a first down for O'Gorman.
Nice effort by the sophomore.
Short game, but it isn't up for a first down. 1st and 10, O'Gorman at the 38.
.6:39, now winds the clock.
Snap, carry, Dannenbring is met by a Roosevelt defender. I believe that was Gehring. It was. Right at the line of scrimmage, so no loss, no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10.
They are coming after him.
Second down and 10. O'Gorman comes out, 2 receivers to the left. Konechny, the lone receiver on the right side. Snap to Dannenbring, fake of the give, quick out route to Satter again. Struck with a beautiful block. Springs Satter down the sideline. He's got one man to beat. Tiptoeing, rumbling and stumbling. Stays on his feet into the end zone. Touchdown O'Gorman.
Yeah, baby.
My goodness.
How did he not fall there when I thought he was going to fall. And he kept his balance and kept running, folks. I'll tell you what a play. What a run.
Wow.
They needed that. 60 yards.
Beautiful blocking on the perimeter there by both Manny and I believe that was Hagee over there. Just shoved the defenders out of the way. Sprung Satter, who then tight-roped the sideline again, stayed on his feet and found his way into the end zone as Andrew Nelson's extra point is up and good. So that's what the O'Gorman offense wants to do right there. March their way right down the field and score. It is 28-7 as we get ready to take a break on Real Presence Radio Network. Stay tuned for more Knights football after the break.
Hi, this is Father Jordan Sampson, pastor of Christ the King Parish.
And this is Julie Kolbeck, principal of Christ the King Elementary School. We would like to express our gratitude to our parishioners and staff, parents and students, as well as so many others who have generously supported our mission.
As the days grow colder, may the fire of God's love warm our hearts and inspire us to greater faith, hope, and love.
Upon graduation from O'Gorman High School, you will receive far more than a diploma. You get the values of a Catholic education, the support and reach of thousands of alum from across the country, the knowledge that you can become who you were meant to be, and our community will be right there by your side. You belong in blue. O'Gorman High School.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field here as the O'Gorman Knights lead this ball game 28-7 after that long 62-yard touchdown reception by Ryland Satter. So that touchdown reception will bring us into our sponsorship for the O'Gorman Knights offensively so far this season. Every scoring drive has been brought to you by Closets and More, a locally owned closet and storage solutions company providing custom designed closets and storage solutions. Closets and More can be contacted at 605-334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com. Can't find my script, just said that straight out of the brain. And I got the number right.
Well,
Put me in the top 10.
We've said that enough times in the last 3 weeks.
Honestly surprised I even got that. That was from memory. Commit that one to memory.
So, Brett, you redoing your closets yet? You know, with your fiance coming?
It's a 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6.
Oh, blue eyes. You know, Brett, that's what his fiance calls him, is blue eyes. Okay, Roosevelt second
down and 6. Snap. Fake of the give this time to Nave. Now it's going to be Brower keeping, smacked down to the turf by Anders Maticek, but picks up the first down on the ground.
And Gorman bid on that one.
Maticek making the tackle.
Good fake.
Good enough for Roosevelt, first down, 1st and 10 at the 34.
First down and 10. Roosevelt will come out of the gun. They've got Nave in the pistol set with Brower. Snap, give, straight to Nave. Around the tackle, brought down inside the 35-ish yard line. It'll be a gain of 1.
Landry all over him.
There, number 8, Rush Landry. Gain of the yard, 2nd and 9, ball for 35.
Gorman playing some good football. You play well as a team together.
2nd down and 9. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Snap, give, fake of the give. Now rolling out is Brower. On the throw, picked off by Preston Konechny. They say he grabbed it as he hit the turf. I was waiting for the signal, and Preston Konechny read that play like a book and picks off Jackson Brower.
4 minutes ago now with the wind. This is perfect timing.
There we go. Take a shot here. You got a lot of momentum.
First down, do a Hail Mary.
Yeah, well, full of grace.
Yeah.
I think you try to isolate Hagee and Struck each on the same side. You might see a little bit of combination route here. Just take a shot on one of these downs, 1st or 2nd down.
Manny told him to come in.
Snap, keep. Dannenbrang off the right side of the tackle and just shy of the first down. They're actually going to mark him 3 yards short. They say he didn't get the extra lunge at the end of that play. So 2nd down and 3 after the gain of 7 on 1st down.
If we can score here, we can blow this thing wide open.
Yep.
I mean, I know it's 3:40 to go in the third quarter, 28-7 Knights on top. They're driving now on the 37-yard line. Roosevelt's 37. They got a chance here to kind of put this one away.
Watch a combination over on the side here. You might see a deep route out of Hagee and an out route maybe out of Struck. Something out route out of Satter. Trying to flush some deep bomb down the sideline and incomplete, intended for Hagee. Hagee looked like he was going to go up and jump up for that one and then just kind of watched it over his head like an outfielder watching a home run.
I can't jump that high. The wind took that one and got it. So
28-7, Knights lead. 3:13 left here in the third quarter. It's 3rd down and 3. Ball at the 37-yard line. The Knights will need the 34 for the first down.
So you mentioned outfielder. What do you think of the World Series so far? 1-1.
Yeah, it's a great series. I really want the Braves to win. I think that the Braves.
Oh, if Brett's for the Braves, I'm rooting for Houston.
Movement up front.
No.
That was almost the whole line moved there.
But they haven't won it since, what, 99, the Braves? I mean,
96.
96, because the Twins took them out in 87.
That false start was charged to Peter Benson.
But on baseball, that was a fluke the other night with getting hit on the ball on your fibula, whatever. And
oh, man. And now he's out the whole series.
Yeah, that's sad for the for Atlanta.
Snap give to Maverick Jones, who will push his way forward for about 3 yards, and it'll be 4th down and a 4.
Clock continues to run. 3 minutes to go in the third. Okay, they're going to go.
I really do
for it,
think
of
the
course.
Braves needed a win last night, though. I think it feels weird to say up 1-0 in the series. That's a must win. But if you can get a 2-0 lead and heading home without knowing that your starting pitcher is going to be out the rest of the series, that was a big, quick kick here for Dan Imbring. He'll send a wobbly punt into the back of the end zone, so it'll be a touchback. Flip some field possession and force the Riders to go back into the wind at the 20-yard line. I think, not to get into baseball during football here, but I think, up 1-0 and your best pitcher, your ace, your game one starter is going to be out the rest of the series, and then having your second best guy on the mound, it almost felt like it's necessary to win that one because the rotation is going to be a little mixed up from the rest of this series now. Having a 2-0 lead and going home would have been really nice.
I know you being the baseball manager,
Yep.
that you are.
Drop back pass over the middle, tipped and incomplete.
Manny
It
had
looked
a shot
like
at
Manny
that.
didn't necessarily see that the ball was as close as he thought it was. And then it was about 3 to 4 yards too short of being a possible interception for Jack White, too. It was thrown too high, and then after it got past the receiver, it was too low for White to scoop underneath and pick. So 2nd down and 10 for the Rough Riders here. 2:32 left in the ball game. Knights leading 28-7, have controlled this one throughout. Roosevelt had a 76-yard touchdown run, and other than that have not gained much of anything on offense. Snap, give, right. Now it's going to be Brower on the keep, actually, for he's wrapped up 2 yards shy of the first down, an 8-yard carry for Brower. Now they're starting to let Brower keep it a lot more.
We got a night down.
I think that's Carter Peterson. Oh, Matichek it might be. So Matichek was the one that came in and lowered the shoulder on the hit. Hopefully it's not a shoulder injury here.
That'd be a major, major loss on the defense.
So we're going to take an injury timeout here on Real Presence Radio Network. The Knights lead 28-7 as a Knight is down on the field as we send it into break here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is available on Alexa-enabled devices, including Amazon Echo, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To enable the skill, just say, Alexa, enable Real Presence Radio. To listen, say something like, Alexa, open Real Presence Radio. It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, play Sioux Falls, or play AM 970, or play WWEN. From there, you can use commands like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Alexa-enabled devices.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The End of Life Planning Workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
3rd down and 3, and Brower will keep along the right side for a 1st down. 5-yard gain on 3rd down. It was 3rd and 3. So 2:09 left here in the 3rd quarter. Knights leading 28-7 over the number 3 seed Roosevelt Rough Riders. Roosevelt will come out, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. It's Nelson right, offset to the right. Drop back pass, got a receiver wide open, caught, ball pops out, sliding to the turf. They say it was incomplete. It was recovered by Carter Peterson. Ball was popped out. Man, I hate to say, but Roosevelt just missed a touchdown to Grevengood over the middle here.
Yes.
18 is running free with not a single defender near him.
And he's looking over at Coach, shaking his head like, you didn't see me. And that's what Roosevelt's good at. They can sneak it in there. But 2nd long.
2nd down and 10. Brower out of the gun. Snap. Fake of the give. Rolling out to the backside. He's going to drop one off. Caught by Nave, leveled by Struck at the knees, kind of table-topped. That was Nave, Taden Nave on the catch, kind of table-topped him head over heels onto his shoulder here. Nice tackle to save the breakaway tackle, or if you go tackle high there, he might run you not over, but drive you back. That one kind of just cut him down at the legs. That's a Shannon Popinga special, has them practice those cut tackles all the time.
Roosevelt still taking their time on the clock.
Gravengood nearly gets hit by the snap. Brower over the middle, tipped and nearly picked off, but incomplete. Logan Height and Jack White had a chance at it, and it looked like the two of them hit each other.
Jack White should have had that ball.
Gravengood was nearly hit by the snap. The throw was over the middle. It would have been caught by Height, and White came over for the pick and then knocked it around a couple of times, and it fell incomplete harmlessly to the turf.
Hey, here's 4th down.
Luckily, though, that they got a hand on it, because if they wouldn't have, there was a wide open Roosevelt receiver that would have had all the green to the right.
They got to stop him here.
4th down, rolling out to the right. Brower on the throw. That one incomplete.
Now.
And that will take the wind out of the sail for the Rough Riders.
46 seconds. Now
you got to take a shot.
Thank you.
You got to take a shot deep here. You just let one fly. Hope that you can get single receiver action one-on-one here. Dump one off if you don't have it. 46 seconds left, 28-7. Knights with the football, ball at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Wind at their back, a 22-mile-per-hour wind out of the northwest. It's been a heavy, steady wind all game. O'Gorman actually elected to kick the ball again in the second half just to take the win for the third quarter. Snap, fake of the give. Dannenbrink, he's got Hagee out on the side, had Struck open too. Both of them running a post corner.
Okay, we got 2 timeouts left here. Clock stops to set the chains.
Man, I think we missed an opportunity, not me being biased or anything, but Struck was open on the deeper route. Hagee open too. You never complain about gaining 20 yards on the pass, but it's just one of those, like, you wait an extra second, you might see that the second half of the play is developing. Now, you always want to just take that first read if it's open, but we could see that combination again here.
20 seconds.
Dannenbrink out of the gun. Snap, fake of the give. Throws a dump-off screen over to Satter, who's dropped at the 20-yard line. Maybe a timeout. They'll probably just let it run here.
Let it go.
2 seconds, 1 second. So that'll do it for the third quarter. The Knights, 28. Roosevelt, 7. So the Knights, the 6th seed in the 11 AAA quarterfinals, have a 21-point, 3-touchdown lead over the Roosevelt Rough Riders as we get ready to take a break and head into our fourth quarter on Real Presence Radio Network.
Crossroads Book and Music is a local source for Catholic gifts and supplies. From rosaries and medals to books and Bibles, Crossroads is here with materials to help individuals in their walk with Christ. Crossroads also has gifts for weddings, anniversaries, birthdays, and special occasions. Crossroads is located at 41st and Grange, next to Camille's, and are online at crossroadsbook.com. Crossroads, books, gifts, music.
J&J Caseworks and Closets and More is a proud sponsor of the O'Gorman Knights. Following the same rich, winning tradition, family, and Christian values, J&J Caseworks strives to create a work environment to call home. Family-owned and operated, J&J Caseworks has several full-time positions available. Our team members pursue career goals, learn new skills, and get the recognition they deserve. To set up an appointment, J&J Caseworks can be reached at 605-332-0805 or email jobs@jmjcaseworks.com. Go Knights!
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field here as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Knights with the football, second down and I think about 7 or 8.
6.
Second down and 6.
And we're still in the media timeout here. 12 minutes left.
Get ready to open up the fourth quarter.
Can it come down?
Let's see if that wind is. Let's see if that wind's died down any here. Thank you.
It died down to 17.
A good friend of my dad's delivering the stats there. Yeah, there we go. We'll get done right before Dan's bedtime. So the wind has died down to a nice, gentle 17 miles per hour from the 22 that it was at as we're waiting for Midco to come out of their TV timeout here. Midco medical timeout, not the medical minute. My goodness. Were you watching that SDSU spring championship game when the Avera medical minute just beep pops up on the screen during the biggest play of the game?
Oh, anyway. That's
2nd down and 6. Knights fake the give. It'll be Dannenbrink keeping, spinning, dropping shy of the first down yardage. He got about 2.
So, scenario here, third and 4. If they don't pick up their first down, field goal, that would cause field goal would be good, of course.
I wonder if, knowing that Hagee missed the one earlier, they just go for it.
No, but again, if he makes it, that would make Roosevelt four
scores down.
4 scores. This is a critical 3rd down here.
Dannenbrink, snap, fake of the give. He got pressure in his face, and he's wrapped up for the sack. A huge sack by DeAndre Joseph.
Lost 6-7 yards.
So that will definitely make a difference on the play call here for O'Gorman. Now it's 4th and 11.
Look for a pass over in the corner. To Manny or Hagee in the corner for a touchdown.
4th down and 11. Knights need the 14-yard line for a first down. Snap, Dannenbrink pressured, immediately flushed out, just flips it off, and it's incomplete. And it'll be a turnover on downs. He had pressure in his face as soon as he caught the snap. So Roosevelt, with 10:31, will get the football back. They'll have the wind at their back and a chance to get themselves back into the game with a touchdown here.
27.5-yard line.
1st and 10, Roosevelt High School. They'll start at the 28.
We kind of talked about during the intermission there about how Roosevelt time management, the clock, had taken them.
Yep.
That first half, they were running the ball. Now all of a sudden, the second half, it's taking them a little bit longer to get the play called in and executed.
Brower, straight drop back pass, pressured in his face, coming from behind his Alpers. The pass is caught. What a grab by Camden Mahone right at the 50-yard line, and they're going to say he's at the 49-yard line.
Another second, Alberts had him.
Yep.
Would have had him, but he would double.
Nearly got the hand on the ball from behind.
Yeah. Good pressure by the senior, David Alpers, number 4. Way to get after the ball.
Snap, throw, complete to Gravengood. And White will make the tackle, but not before Roosevelt gets another first down and moves the chains. Gravengood coming up, hobbling.
Oh, and he's going back down.
Looks like he is in a lot of pain. I think it's an ankle injury for Gravengood.
He gets up, walks, and back down. He's grabbing his right ankle, Isaac.
So we'll take a quick commercial break here on Real Presence Radio Network. Knights lead 28-7 with 9:54 left here in the 4th quarter. You're listening to Knights football on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is available on Alexa-enabled devices, including Amazon Echo, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To enable the skill, just say, Alexa, enable Real Presence Radio. To listen, say something like, Alexa, open Real Presence Radio. It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, play Sioux Falls, or play AM 970, or play WWEN. From there, you can use commands like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Alexa-enabled devices.
First down and 10, and Tyree Nave bursts into the secondary and picks up 10 yards. So Roosevelt with a little bit of life here.
Boy, did they open the lanes there.
Yeah, moving the ball down the field. Is their best drive so far of this second half with pace anyway. They had a long drive to open up the third quarter, and then stalled out inside the 30-yard line. Snap, fake of the give, this time a throw over, caught, and another missed tackle over on the sideline. That was caught by Nash Go.
Takes him down to the 10.5.
He was in for Grevengood, who was getting worked on the sideline.
Roosevelt driving the ball here on this fourth quarter. Clock runs 8:40.
Brower will send Nave in motion into the backfield, take the snap, straight give to Nave, who's got room to run up the middle and bulldozes his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Rough Riders. Roosevelt made quick work of that drive and finally punched one into the end zone, and now the Knights will have to respond here with 8:38 left in the fourth.
3.5 minutes on that drive, Isaac.
So Roosevelt will send out Dane Mediger on for the extra point.
Can they cut the lead to half here?
Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up and good. So with 8:38 left here in the fourth quarter, 28-14, Knights clinging on to a lead here. Stay tuned for more football as it's coming down to a hot finish here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Upon graduation from O'Gorman High School, you will receive far more than a diploma. You get the values of a Catholic education, the support and reach of thousands of alum from across the country, the knowledge that you can become who you were meant to be, and our community will be right there by your side. You belong in blue. O'Gorman High School.
Are you ready for some football? Real Presence Radio has you covered. We will be broadcasting and video streaming Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights football games both home and away this fall, starting on Saturday, August 28th. Have your business's radio spot heard across the radio, YouTube video stream, mobile app, and RPR website during all our O'Gorman football broadcasts. If your business would like to sponsor our O'Gorman football broadcast, contact me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Welcome back to Real Presence Radio Network and O'Gorman Knights football here from Howard Wood Field in the 11 AAA quarterfinal playoff game between the Rough Riders and the O'Gorman Knights. I want to give a quick shout out to my co-coach, Jacob Tupper, former O'Gorman Knight, player for Jason Popinga and the Knights. Was part of that runner-up team back in 2016, then senior year in 2017.
He was on the line, wasn't
he?
Yeah, I remember him.
Starter on the line.
Yep.
Now coaches 8th grade football with me as we're heading into our final game of the season, 5-2 record.
I thought you guys were done.
Nope, we've got one more on Tuesday. Deep kick here from Roosevelt, sent into the end zone for a touchback. Interesting to not see either like a pooch kick or an onside there from Roosevelt. Would have really expected them to try to get sneaky there.
So when's your last game?
Tuesday. So we play against Memorial on Monday for the B game and Tuesday for the A game due to lights and not having enough daylight at this time of year. They couldn't get 2 games in on the same day. Although it is at O'Gorman, but it's just kind of one of those schedule things. Yep.
On the
Swing
Mac
on
or
by,
on
on the Mac.
On the Mac. Ooh, 4 o'clock?
Yep, 4 o'clock.
Well, you got lights.
Give us a 7 o'clock slot then. Snap, Dannenbring over the middle, caught by Struck. He'll break away from 1 tackle, then 2 tackles, and brought down, but not before a first down for O'Gorman. Struck with his second reception of the game, went quiet after the touchdown, but back on the stat sheet there on a nice throw from Dannenbring, who had plenty of time in the pocket that time.
As Mark Casimius would say, another Knight's first down. Need to keep this clock running, folks. 8:14 to go here in the fourth quarter, 28-14.
I want to give a shout-out to Canyon Bauer, who's watching and listening.
Oh.
Has a
Where's he go
couple.
To school?
Hey, South Dakota State, baby.
Oh, jeez.
Dannenbring comes out of the gun. He'll give it off to Maverick Jones, who will keep up the middle and be stuffed after a gain of about 1. So he's got a couple of friendly bragging right wagers with some of the former Roosevelt boys on that South Dakota State team as well. Very outnumbered there, I would say. Roosevelt has a lot of blood in those South Dakota State teams.
But he's got the house with him.
But yeah, hey, there you go.
He's got the house, and you're not going to push that. You're not going to push him around.
So Canyon, we're hoping that we hang on here too.
Canyon, say hi to the house for us. His sister does fabulous in volleyball.
Yep. Brogan. Is it Brogan? Yep. Dannenbring rolling out. Scott struck behind the defense. Caught it down the sideline. Breaking away from the defender. High steps his way into the end zone. Touchdown, O'Gorman.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, my goodness.
We needed that one, Isaac.
O'Gorman into the end zone. Touchdown. And it is 34-14. My, oh, my.
Into the wind. That was a nice ball, but I tell you what, Dannenbring was under pressure, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. What a beautiful throw.
He was running
from
for his
Dannenbring.
life, folks. Extra point here should be good.
Well, now that you jinxed it, Dan.
I know, that's what I...
Kick is up and good. There you go. laugh it off now.
35-14.
So we'll head into a quick break. Knights lead 35-14 with 7:09 left here in the fourth quarter on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is available on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Google Assistant devices.
Welcome back to Real Presence Radio Network here, O'Gorman Knights football. That last scoring drive for O'Gorman has been brought to you by Closets & More, a locally owned custom designed closets and storage solutions company. Closets & More can be reached at 605-334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com.
$7:09 left to go in the fourth quarter. Knights hang on here. This would take us to the semifinal game next Friday night. Site to be determined. Either here, if Jefferson wins, we'd have home. If not, we'd be going to Brandon. If Brandon wins, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
High end-over-end kick fielded for a fair catch at the 30.
Joseph with the fair catch. First and 10, Roosevelt at the 32.
And it's Football Central all across the state tonight. I think we're the very first game in the whole state. And all the 9B, 9AA, 11. They're all 7 o'clock start here.
Drop back, straight pass here for Brower. Deep over the middle of the field. Caught by Nave. Tackled by Struck.
Boy, Manny's doing it both ways. As he's done.
Yeah, he's having a pretty good ball game so far.
Still a little bit of a cast on the other hand.
Yeah, he's got a little
Smaller
brace
one
on
than
it.
last week even? Or same?
I got a lot of friends saying they're going to come tailgate my 8th grade game on Tuesday. Almost like it's Dakota Bowl. Now Nelson Wright breaking away down the sideline. He's got a lot of room to run. And David Alpers comes from all the way across the field and makes a saving tackle out of bounds. David Alpers flying down the field.
Comes in and grabs his jersey from behind and takes him down. Where are they going to serve?
Dan wants to come. Heard Brett wants to come too. We should just get a packed house at that 8th grade game on Tuesday.
Wouldn't that be super? Show them kids that, hey,
yeah,
a couple years you're going to be.
Just get a student section going. There's
Flag,
going to be a
you gotta
holding as that ball is caught over the middle. That was grabbing good back in the ball game. And
he had all day to throw, but good pressure by the Knights. And we have a Knight down at the 5-yard line as well.
Looks like it's struck. Can't tell if it's a back or if it's just cramping.
Charlie horse.
Oh. Well, we'll just keep it right here. You don't expect a whole lot of cramping at this time of a football game. Well, I mean, you would expect it at this time, but in this weather.
In this type of conditions.
Yeah. But, hey, when you haven't played a whole lot of offense and you have to sprint down the sideline and then you come around in defense and you just take that weird step, that might do it.
6:19 to go in the fourth quarter. Manny Struck is up and walking it off, and he'll have to go set out a play or two. 35-14. And it was 1st and 23 for the Rough Riders with the ball on the 27-yard line of the Knights. Now the clock will start. Oh, fumble!
Ball came out, and it's going to be recovered by the Rough Riders.
Whoa, Isaac.
That was almost something.
How that bounced back into his hand.
No loss on the play. 2nd and long for the Riders at the Knights 27.
He was lucky there. Grevin Good was lucky on that one.
Wide set here, 4 receivers to the left. Brower straight back out of the gun. Dropped it again. Ball on the turf. Landry chasing Brower back into the back of the end zone. Caught! What a grab for the touchdown. Holy moly, what a grab for the Rough Riders in the back of the end zone.
They've gotten 2 plays back-to-back, drop balls, and they picked it up and executed it. Great ball there. Coverage.
Wow.
Roosevelt with the score.
You hate to say that maybe a little. I mean, just like Struck coming off the field, you have to change the DBs around a little bit, and you don't have guys playing in the same spots for a deep play in the back of the end zone. Maybe not as much communication, but familiar communication between each other because Roosevelt, that wasn't the only receiver in the back of the end zone.
No,
there was 2 or 3 back there, kind of behind the secondary.
But he was
there
right at the out of bounds there, right at the back of the end zone. Another 6 inches, he'd have been out of bounds.
So we'll take another quick break here on Real Presence Radio Network. Knights still clinging to a 35-21 lead over the number 3 seeded Roosevelt Rough Riders on Real Presence Radio.
Hi, this is Mark Holcraft.
And this is Dr. Joseph Holcraft. You know, Mark, Jesus asks 307 questions in sacred scripture. He is asked 183, of which he only answers 3. What's the business with all of this questioning going on in the Bible?
Well, Joe, there's a lot there, and we'll be ready to take that on. Tune in to hear about these questions and more on Awaken every 2nd and 4th Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field here as O'Gorman clinging to a 2-score lead on the road at number 3 Roosevelt in the 11 AAA quarterfinal playoff game. 35-21, 5:33 left. Expect some sort of fireworks here as Grevin Good is on to kick the onside kick here. Now, he had the bum ankle, so I wonder how this kick's going to go. Onside kick fielded by Alpers. Nice grab by Alpers. Collected it cleanly. The Knights will take over offensively here. Roosevelt has 3 timeouts left. So they've got all the time they need, or all the timeouts they need to stop the clock.
And Dave got that at the O'Gorman 48, so 5:31 to go in the fourth quarter. Now it's time to work the clock. Run that clock.
Absolutely.
Give the ball to Maverick and get 5-6 yards every play here.
Really heavy set for O'Gorman. Snap, give, Jones, carry up the middle, breaking away from a few tackles, forward just shy of the marker. And that's huge that he actually it's almost almost better for O'Gorman that he didn't get the first down, because that'll give them one more play to run off some clock. And if they do get it the next down, then they get a whole extra play there.
It was another 30 seconds.
Yeah, another 30 seconds just by coming up a yard short.
Yeah.
2 yards short, actually.
In the first quarter, you don't think about that stuff. But here you are in the fourth quarter, 14-point lead. You really start thinking about all that stuff.
Yeah. Now, it would be something if you get 1 yard here and then 1 yard the next down. Then you're getting a whole minute off the clock. Dannenbring snap, fakes the give. He'll run around the sideline. He's got room to run now. Stay in bounds, Bennett. Breaking away from a couple tackles. He tight ropes the sideline, and he's into the end zone. It's an O'Gorman touchdown. It's 41-21, and Dannenbring might have just put the game on ice.
Yeah, baby.
Dannenbring scrambling, rumbling into the end zone down the sideline. He just tight roped it like a ballerina. Bennett Dannenbring doing it through the air today, does it on the ground. And the Knights right back at the Rough Riders. Extra point pending. Nelson kicks it. That one floats up there like a bubble. And through. 42-21. We'll take another commercial break here after the O'Gorman Knights get back on the scoreboard. It's 42-21. Knights lead the Rough Riders here at Howard Wood Field.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey. Download it today and see what you've been missing.
Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls offers a daily buffet featuring a variety of pizza choices, salad bar, and chicken. Pizza Ranch has a spacious dining room as well as 8 party rooms that fit different group sizes. Their online menu provides another option for their customers to order from. Pizza Ranch is located across from O'Gorman High School on 41st Street and can be contacted by calling 271-8646. Pizza Ranch is a strong supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
High pooch kick is caught by the O'Gorman Knights. Caught by the Roosevelt Rough Riders. I assume it was. It hasn't updated yet, but that last scoring drive for Sioux Falls O'Gorman has been brought to you by Closets & More, a locally owned company providing custom design closets and storage solutions. Closets & More can be reached at 605-334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com. So Roosevelt comes out of the gun. They'll drop back straight pass over the deep middle, caught by Gravengood. And man, Roosevelt's just picking up chunk after chunk here.
4:33. Clock stops where they set the chains. Now they wind the clock.
Ball is at the 38-yard line, first down and 10. Brower out of the gun, straight drop back. Looking to fire a pass. It's incomplete.
And they're calling for a flag. Oh, flag comes way from the back judge.
From the way back side. They're going to call that on Struck.
And the referee over here on the side did not call it. And they're going to talk about it.
Interesting.
This side one said no, because Nelson went up to him and he said no, but then the back judge comes in and throws it. So he saw something, the side one, and the side one was 10 yards away, and the back one was 40 yards away. So they're going to talk about it. Maybe they'll pick it up.
.44-yard touchdown for Bennett Dannenbring, that was. So while we figure out what's going on the field here, I've got a math question for you. When you add tolerance, subtract prejudice, and multiply efforts to treat one another with respect, what do you get? Less division. High school sports have this down to a science. Looking for an example of what can happen when we realize there's more that unites us than divides us? Look no further than high school sports in South Dakota. This message has been brought to you by the South Dakota High School Athletic Activities Association and the South Dakota Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association. Whew. A lot of word vomit there. Roosevelt will come out first down and 10 after they did call a pass interference on Struck. Now it's Nave trying to get to the edge and pushed out of bounds by Struck inside the 5-yard line, right at the 5-yard line. And Roosevelt just won't go away here. It's been touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. Both teams have scored 14 points. There's been 28 points scored in the fourth quarter alone. And not a whole lot of time coming off the clock on these drives either. And Roosevelt didn't lose any timeouts, so we're going to be in the exact same situation again if Roosevelt puts this thing in the end zone.
We scored at 4:40, so yeah, you're talking 34 seconds off the clock on this drive for the Rough Riders.
Snap, rollout pass, Brower into the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Gehring, batted away by Andrew Nelson.
Coverage by number 15, Andrew Nelson.
39 seconds off the clock for this drive so far, and you're Gorman, you want this clock to run.
Absolutely. So Harrisburg, 7-0 lead over Stevens with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. And an 11 AA-T 21-zip over Sturgis. Those are the only other two games going on right now.
T's ranked number 1 in AA, so
Harrisburg is as well.
Yeah, so they should
AAA.
Should be cakewalks for both of them. Oh,
movement up front. And it looks like O'Gorman might have drawn Roosevelt offsides. They did. Roosevelt tried to react to what looked like movement by O'Gorman, but it was just a linebacker coming in, never crossed the line of scrimmage. So no neutral zone infraction for O'Gorman.
Nice fake there.
Yep, backs him up 5 yards. Oh, look, it's TJ Hawkinson next to us here in the... Nope, just a little high school kid wearing a jersey.
Whoever that.
Should have went over there and asked for a picture and then realized his hair is not as long and he's about 100 pounds lighter.
Of course, I'm like, who is that?
Well, the tight end for the Lions. Come on, Dan. Touchdown, Tyree Nave.
And he just walks right in 10 yards. We got a Knight down at the goal line. It's not Manny. I see him walking.
I think it's Matichek again.
And he's got his leg up, cramping. So with 3:56, we're waiting for the extra point here. 3:56 in the fourth. Knight's still on top, 42-27.
Roosevelt has been making quick offense here in the fourth quarter.
Big difference in the third quarter, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they're running that clock because they had the wind behind their back. You know, I mean, going into the wind, they're running that clock, trying to, you know, take the time off. And now the fourth quarter, boom, it's three-step. Boom, boom, go. So... No, it's Kaninsky.
So Konechny, the man down.
He walks off the field pretty good. So now we wait the extra point here for the Roosevelt Rough Riders.
Mediger's kick is on the way. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up. That one right down the middle. And it's 42-28 with 3:56 to go here in the fourth quarter. You're listening to O'Gormanites football on Real Presence Radio Network.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Real Presence Radio is available on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Google Assistant devices.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field here on Real Presence Radio Network. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football. Isaac Struck and Dan Johnson on the call for the O'Gorman Knights, and our producer extraordinaire running the camera, Brett Byler.
Blue eyes.
Roosevelt will come out here and probably onside kick this football. Jackson Grevengood pops this one up, and it's recovered by the Riders.
And it did go the 10 yards. It bounced up, and it dropped right down inside, actually 11 yards. So
don't go anywhere. This has just become a new ball game.
They didn't have to touch it as long as it went 10 yards, so it's Roosevelt ball. That was just a fluke bounce.
Took an extra hop.
And they're talking about it. And look at that. Roosevelt took the line already. They got the play call, and they're ready to go.
It's interesting because they blocked Alpers. They blocked him out of the play, and I don't think you can block over the football or on an onside kick like that.
They blocked him out so he couldn't get to it, is what they did. They can't believe they're talking right there in front of all the players. Usually they go off to the side.
Yeah.
No, they're going to give it to him.
Snap, straight drop back pass. Brower over the middle, tipped, nearly intercepted. It was off the hands of Gravengood. Struck was coming from behind it. I think if that didn't get tipped by Gravengood, that's a pick going the other direction.
And they snapped that ball, and now the ref's talking to coach over there about that.
Second down and 10. Roosevelt with the football. 3:44 left. They trail by 2 scores. O'Gorman's defense needs to get off the field here. Drop back pass over the middle. Rush Landry gets to the quarterback, and Brower's going to be brought down. Landry swiped at the football and nearly dislodged it from the hands of Brower. But the sophomore's hands grip onto the ball tight enough to hang on, and Roosevelt's forced to take a timeout and regroup.
I thought maybe we had got a shot at that.
So 3:36 left here in the fourth quarter. We'll keep it right here as O'Gorman clinging to a 2-touchdown lead, but it does not feel safe like it did earlier in the ballgame. I mean, this was a 28-7 lead, a 35-14 lead, a 42-21 lead, and now down to 2 scores, and Roosevelt getting the football back instead of O'Gorman possessing the football.
28-7 beginning of the fourth quarter.
Yep, this is a 35-point fourth quarter between these two teams.
Interesting about that call on that kickoff.
I want to see.
I'd like to see the rules on that, and I can't say because I haven't seen the rules. Read that on a kickoff like that when you can block out, but it was a good bounce. It went 11 yards. It was a good bounce, good kick. But Alpers was definitely blocked out of there.
Now I don't want to I just feel like you're not allowed to block the first line of movement up front. It's going to be a false start.
Ferguson, 6 foot, 280 senior for Roosevelt. Back it up.
I just feel like somewhere where I watch a football game, you're not allowed to block the first line with your you just have to run and go get it, because it's a dangerous play, and I felt like that was the reason they took it out. But don't quote me on that. 3rd down and 17. Riders need a lot here. A quick slant over the middle to Gravengood, and he breaks away from one man, nearly broke away from the second, but Logan Height did a good job of wrapping up and bringing the receiver down. Gain of 7, and it's 4th down and 10. So a failure, and Gravengood's going to have to come out now. That ankle's starting to act up a little bit again. So
clock runs 3:10.
If the Riders can't get 10 yards here, that might end the ball game.
4th and 10. 3 minutes to go.
Oh, there's movement up front again. Brower's going to heave one. Caught by Gehring. My goodness.
And Nelson's down. Like he's cramping up maybe. At the 20. Good pickup by the Roosevelt. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for the Rough Riders. Nice ball. And
so we'll take a timeout here as Nelson is down on the field. Stay tuned for more Knights football after the break on Real Presence Radio Network.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at realpresenceradio.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in the local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, your family of faith and hope. Online at realpresenceradio.com.
I'm Bishop Donald DeGrood. I'd like to invite you to the Through God's Love Conference on Saturday, October 30th at the Sioux Falls Convention Center. Over the last few months, we've been spreading the word about the diocesan vision, lifelong Catholic missionary discipleship through God's love. Now I'd like to invite you to participate in this conference, where we will help you respond to God's call and in turn help others know and love Him themselves. Visit sfcatholic.org and join me in the renewal the Holy Spirit is working in our diocese.
So O'Gorman just picked up a sack there on 1st down and 10. Jackson Brower couldn't find anyone open, and the Riders had to call another timeout.
You got one left.
We'll keep it right here. So basically Roosevelt had to now take 2 timeouts here, and now essentially has put out any consideration of if they don't recover the onside kick, they can use timeouts. If they don't recover this onside kick, if they do eventually put the ball in the end zone, 3 kneel downs would essentially end the ball game.
And they've only taken 1:26 off the clock since the last score. So, and they're knocking on the door at the ball's at the 22-yard line.
2:39 left on the clock here, 2nd and 12.
Gorman with 2 timeouts. It's kind of been all Roosevelt the last 4 minutes.
Yep, so Roosevelt has a 21-14 advantage here in the 4th quarter.
Well, at 4:40, Vanderbrink scored that touchdown with 4:40 left in the ball game, and it's been all Roosevelt since then. Well, the defense has been on the field the whole time since then for the last 2 minutes. But Roosevelt's done some damage in those 2 minutes.
2nd down and 12. Nelson right in at running back, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Brower sends Nelson right in motion, drops back to pass. They're going to throw it deep, rolling out, in pressure, ball came out. Did they fall back on it? No, I think O'Gorman's on top of it. Alpers signals that Landry has it.
I think the white, yeah, it's
and they do!
Yeah, baby!
O'Gorman forces the turnover, and Alpers knew it right away. It was Landry on top of it, and the Knights are probably going to escape barring any sort of fireworks here on the offensive end, but a huge defensive play by Alpers and Landry, who got to Brower and forced the fumble.
Wow, let's see that. Here comes a replay on the Jumbotron.
It was Landry who forced it, and then it just rolled out. No, it was Alpers who forced it, then Landry
got it.
Laid on top of it. It came out as O'Gorman now will come out and run a quick play. Snap give to Maverick Jones, who will pound his way forward for about 1.5 yards, 2 yards. And it'll be 2nd down and 9.
Roosevelt
takes their last timeout. Funny story, my mom always says whenever there's a change of possession or a fumble or something on the field, you just got to look for David Alpers on the field. It seems like he's always the first one to signal if any one of us has ever picked it up. And we did pick it up. And he was there to signal the very first one there you see on the replay.
And they're showing him on the replay. He's going across the field with his hands up.
I can't tell you how many times lately, though, on a turnover, David's been the first one to stand up and point the other direction and been right almost every time.
Oh, if Graham Elper is down in Florida, you got to be pretty proud of David. He's just done a fabulous job in and out every week here for the Knights. He comes out to play, and he's a trooper. And it's going to be fun to watch him in basketball again this year.
Absolutely.
I loved watching him last year in basketball.
So 2:23 left here in the third quarter. Man, that'd be just a tough.
Did you wish Roby happy birthday the
I
other
did.
day?
I texted him.
Yeah, I did. I said, here's the deal. Happy birthday.
Well,
I never got a reply from him.
Well, here's the deal.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal.
He got a new car.
Yeah,
he got a Jeep truck.
Yeah, he got an accident, I heard.
Oh, really?
Somebody hit him.
Oh, that'll do it.
2:23. Knights got to get a couple first downs here. Roosevelt's out of timeouts.
Quick pass from Danenbring out to Hagee, who gets near the first down. It looks like he's going to be right at the sticks. If they give it to him, they do.
Okay, let's stop the clock to reset the chains.
So they move the sticks.
Yep. 2:13, clock's running. Roosevelt can't stop the clock. They're out of timeouts.
Yep, that might have just effectively ended this ball game. O'Gorman looks like they're going to come out and kneel this thing.
And a couple of them just did a fist bump across the line, so I think they pretty much realize that. First down, they're going to run it down 8 seconds, take it all the way down. Take the victory formation, Isaac.
So Danenbring puts a knee on it, and look at the O'Gorman student section. Get a camera on that, Brett.
Yeah, show that. It's Hunter Orange out over there. And with the phones going with the lights and stuff,
they're waving a na-na-na-na and a little goodbye.
Well, this kind of woke up the AAA and the other teams.
There you go.
That O'Gorman is for real.
Yep.
And I heard that a couple of times this week going, you guys only got 4 games. You didn't really play anybody. Okay, folks. Here we go. A minute 10. They're going to hike the ball again.
Danenbring puts a knee on it. Refs will set the ball and run the clock again here. One more knee will do it for O'Gorman, and O'Gorman will upset the number 3 seed Roosevelt Rough Riders 42-28. And Coach Popinga gets another big-time playoff victory.
Oh, we need 2 more wins, folks.
Thank you for attending tonight's quarterfinal playoff game.
As the clock runs down, the refs are leaving the field already.
So that'll do it. The O'Gorman Knights pick up the road victory over the Roosevelt Rough Riders and upset the number 3 seed Riders and move on in 11 AAA playoff football. They will play the semifinal matchup next week between the winner of the number 2 seed Brandon Valley Lynx and the number 7 seed Jefferson Cavaliers. The Knights get a fortunate game against the Brandon Valley Lynx or Jefferson Cavaliers, who O'Gorman just defeated Jefferson last week 49-6 and lost 13-10 at home against the Brandon Valley Lynx. So kind of a favorable matchup, if you can see it that way, for O'Gorman, getting to avoid Harrisburg in that semifinal matchup. So stay tuned for more here on Real Presence Radio Network as we head into our locker room show and have a wrap-up and final stats of the game, our player of the game, a look forward into next week, and possibly an interview with head coach Jason Popinga. All of that next here on the Knights post-game locker room show on Real Presence Radio Network.
Sioux Equipment Company can fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 East 39th Street in Sioux Falls, just off of East Benson Road. They can be reached by calling 605-334-1653. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Hi, this is Mark Holcraft.
And this is Dr. Joseph Holcraft. You know, Mark, Jesus asks 307 questions in sacred scripture. He has asked 183, of which he only answers 3. What's the business with all of this questioning going on in the Bible?
Well, Joe, there's a lot there, and we'll be ready to take that on. Tune in to hear about these questions and more on Awaken every second and fourth Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Early in his time as the new bishop of the Diocese of Sioux Falls, Bishop Donald DeGrood sensed in prayer the vision that the Lord has for the diocese in our time: lifelong Catholic missionary discipleship through God's love. That is, for each and every Catholic in eastern South Dakota to receive God's love, to be in personal relationship with Jesus Christ, and to share that love with others. Find out more at sfcatholic.org/vision and discover the exciting and beautiful part you have to play in God's plan.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Locker Room Show. Now, back to the field.
Welcome back to not O'Gorman High School, Howard Wood Field here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, as the O'Gorman Knights just picked up a 42-28 victory over the Roosevelt Rough Riders, and now we're joined by head coach Jason Popinga of the O'Gorman Knights. Coach, good to have you, and congratulations on a big-time victory.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
So, Coach, to kind of recap what happened in the game today, you guys came out really, really well in the first half.
Well, yeah, our defense came out, played really well. I mean, holding them. The first half they played outstanding. Our defensive ends, Rush and Alpers, just a great job, holding them down. And offensively, I was proud of our guys, came out, executed really well right away. We kind of struggled there. The second quarter, we had a guy open. We couldn't pass protect very well. We had lots of guys there that were, making some mistakes, but man, big plays in the third and fourth quarter to win that game.
Oh, absolutely. And, late in that ball game, it got a little bit nerve-wracking for some of those fans in the seats as Roosevelt started to kind of finally find their rhythm. They put up 21 points in that fourth quarter and were threatening to score again before a big strip sack by David Alpers. Just kind of talk about how you guys were kind of staying calm on the sideline and getting ready for that next chance on that offensive possession.
Yeah, you're exactly right. We kind of let them back into the game, and defensively, let them have stuff that they shouldn't have. And, we got really soft, I thought, as far as that, we were kind of trying not to lose at that point. So, I was proud of our guys. The onside kick, that was illegal, them blowing us up.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
So
okay.
That should have been our ball at that point. So, our guys had to battle through some more adversity, but, we really thought Roosevelt was one of the best teams in the state, and physically, you saw how well they, stopped our run. We're physical on the outsides, and, but our team's playing really well. We like the direction we're going with these guys. Bennett, huge night tonight, making some big plays, and welcome back to Manny Struck, getting out there in the receiving end, made a couple of big plays there, and Satter once again, still playing like he's been playing for the last 4 weeks, and we would have liked to run the ball a little bit better than we did, but play in and play out. I don't know, we punted twice again?
Yep.
Something like that.
So you guys
once again offensively, I'm really proud of what our guys are doing, putting up that many points against that Roosevelt team. That's an impressive feat.
Yeah, especially you guys ran 62 plays of offense for 461 yards. You passed for 334. You ran for 127. So, you still ran for over 100 yards. Yeah. Obviously, would like to execute a little bit more.
And a lot of that came in that, on Bennett's big run. We kind of mixed it up in what we were doing there. And Satter and Alpers picked up huge blocks on that play.
Yeah.
Those guys did a great job. And, we told them before the game that, this wasn't going to be a blowout game, that we need to be prepared for, we get stopped, we get stuffed, bad things happen. And, how can we, maintain our integrity out there and keep playing. And, there was a lot of bad things that did happen. Defensively, the the onside kick offensively. We get sacked a couple times, because we blow it up front as far as our pass protection. But, those things happen, and now we get shot at a semifinal game. That's exactly what we want.
Absolutely. And you had mentioned the blocking downfield. I thought there was a couple of times today where your perimeter blocking with your receiving core, that Satter touchdown down the sideline.
Yep, huge.
Good blocking out there. It was just nice to see the offense and
both
receivers.
Manny and I think it was
Hagee or
nope, it wasn't. It was Hagee on that one. You're right. And then the other one is Preston.
Yeah,
Preston made a big block on that. So we told them that we had to win the line of scrimmage, and we told them the line of scrimmage extended, from end line to end line. Those guys, just because we knew how physical Roosevelt was, and they're bigger than us, they're faster than us. I really thought. I thought their skill players, outside of the quarterback position, would man up with all of our guys, and you saw, especially on the outside, their corners were physical, really physical, and we had a hard time getting off line of scrimmage, and some of those things that we did last week, they really did a good job of taking that away. But, I'm proud of our coaching staff for looking for answers and keep finding answers out there, and, we kept making big plays.
Absolutely. And then now looking forward to next week already. You get a semifinal game between either Brandon Valley or Jefferson. Now, Brandon Valley playing without their quarterback tonight. Jefferson kind of hoping to smell a little bit of an upset possibility. What do you expect next week if you were to get either of those teams? It will be a road game if it's Brandon, a home game if it's Jefferson. What are you kind of looking forward to next week?
Realistically, we're pretty positive it's going to be Brandon, unless something really changes. But, and the first time we played Brandon, I thought was a game that we really felt offensively we just didn't capitalize. And, ever since, we've kind of changed how we did things, and, Satter getting involved and Jones kind of taking over and Bennett feeling really comfortable. I mean, we're putting up 40 points a game, and, Brandon just can't do that. So, I think defensive, if we do a good job stopping the run, man, I like our chances against Brandon Valley. So it's like our guys are really confident. I think they can kind of sense that this team is coming together, and we got a shot at, going to a championship game. But, we got one more big week, and Brandon's not going to let us have it easy. They're always a team that plays us really well. And, in the last few years, we've won one time out of those, and that was a state championship game. And But when it matters, I think our guys are going to be ready to play, and we're excited about this next week.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Coach Popinga. Congrats on the big victory, and good luck next week.
Appreciate it. See you next week.
Absolutely. So head coach Jason Popinga of the O'Gorman Knights says we get ready to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll recap the rest of this ball game, give out our player of the game, and come back with some scores from around the state. All that next on the Knights Locker Room Show here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Real Presence Radio is available on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay, Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there, you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere on Google Assistant devices.
Sorry about the delay there, folks. We are getting our Pizza Ranch player of the game ready to you, and we are deciding on two players of the game tonight. Defensively, we believe David Alpers was all over the field. Came up with a couple of crucial sacks, including that fumble strip sack to end the ball game. So David Alpers will be our defensive player of the game, and then offensively, we're going to give it to Manny Struck, who came back for his first game back at receiver and had 3 catches for 85 yards and 2 scores. 3 catches, but 85 yards and 2 scores, so that's quite efficient on the offensive end.
But we got to give an honorable mention.
And then an honorable mention to both Rylan Satter and Bennett Dannenbring. Bennett went 17 of 28 for 334 and 4 scores with a rushing touchdown as well. And then also on that defensive end, or defensive side of the ball, Alpers had 9 total tackles, 2 sacks, and then Struck with an interception as well as Konechny. So overall, great defensive game in the first half and into the second half. A little bit of a struggle there late in the fourth quarter, but overall a great ball game from O'Gorman, offensively and defensively.
So tonight, Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights Players of the Game is brought to you by Pizza Ranch and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street in Sioux Falls. Pizza Ranch has a daily buffet and fun zone for the kids to play. Pizza Ranch can be reached by calling 271-8646. We're going to take a break. We'll come back. We're going to update the scores across South Dakota tonight with all the teams playing in the playoffs, A, AA, B, you name it. We'll have it all for you. Coming up next on Real Presence Radio.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at realpresenceradio.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in the local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, your family of faith and hope. Online at realpresenceradio.com.
I'm Bishop Donald DeGrood. I'd like to invite you to the Through God's Love Conference on Saturday, October 30th at the Sioux Falls Convention Center. Over the last few months, we've been spreading the word about the diocesan vision, lifelong Catholic missionary discipleship through God's love. Now I'd like to invite you to participate in this conference, where we will help you respond to God's call and in turn help others know and love Him themselves. Visit sfcatholic.org and join me in the renewal the Holy Spirit is working in our diocese.
Welcome back to Howard Wood Field here as the O'Gorman Knights just picked up a 42-28 victory in the first round of the playoffs here in 11 AAA. So now for some scores from around the state for the other teams playing in action tonight. Dan, what do you got?
We're going to start with 9B, Avon 6, Alcester Hudson 6. That's in the second quarter. Faulkton 8, Harding County Bison 8-0. 5 minutes left in the first. 9A, Harriet Selby 20, Castlewood 6. That's in the second quarter. Wall and Gregory just started. Wall's on top 6-0. 9AA, that's all 7 o'clock start. 11B, Beersford and Aberdeen Roncalli. They're started at the end of the first half. Goose eggs there for both teams. Sioux Valley 8, Bridgewater Emory Ethan 7. Winter 22, McCook Central Montrose 6 in the first half. 11A, all those teams are starting at 7 o'clock. And in 11AA, we talked earlier, Sturgis has started, Sturgis 7, T Area 28, and that's in the first half there. That's the only game there. Also, we're going to watch Yankton Mitchell. Pierre is at Watertown, Brookings up at Aberdeen Central. And then, of course, our game and the other game going on that started at 6, Harrisburg 16, Stevens nothing. They must got a safety there because it's 14-0 there. So that's the scores going on. A lot of late games. 7 o'clock starts across the state in 9B, 9AA, 9A, 11A football here. As you all get ready to go to the Dome in 2 weeks.
Well, that was a fantastic ball game for the O'Gorman Knights. They really took control of the game from the start to finish. They let it slide a little bit there, closing out that ball game. But when you can put up 42 points on a team like Roosevelt, who's been holding a lot of teams to very little points lately, that's an excellent game executed both offensively and defensively.
But Roosevelt really kind of, they were playing some good football up until tonight, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like you said, they've come in and they took care of business this last 3-4 weeks like we have.
Yeah, they have beat Washington, Jefferson, and Lincoln all in that stretch. It wasn't like they were playing cupcakes, but this game really played out exactly when I talked to Coach Popinga on Wednesday, how he was hoping it would, with O'Gorman getting the early lead like they did and then expanding on that lead and kind of getting Roosevelt out of their comfort zone, which is kind of in the last month of the season. This is kind of a different Roosevelt team that we've been used to. They are kind of more of a ground and pound is kind of their key. Usually you see them with all these really good receivers and running backs, and this year they're kind of more of a blue-collar team and kind of getting them out of that area, holding them to only 7 points for the first 3 quarters. I think what Coach Poppy has said is really true. I think on the defensive side in the fourth quarter, you're almost playing not to give up the big play, and then you're playing so loose and relaxed, and then all of a sudden you turn your head, they've got 2 touchdowns. I think that's a little disappointing, but at the end of the day, you hold on for a victory, and I think you might have got a little fatigued, too, at the end with a lot of players playing both ways. You saw some cramping.
Absolutely.
But, O'Gorman, their 5-game winning streak, offense is, again, clicking on all cylinders. Before this game, guys, they're averaging 55 points a game. In the previous 4, you put up 42 against Roosevelt. You go into a Brandon Valley team where, if you can put up 28 points against Brandon Valley, that would probably be tough for them if that's who we play. So it'll be interesting to see, or you never know. Like you said, could see Jefferson, but great win for the Knights tonight.
So final thoughts here, gentlemen.
Well, I would say that I'm looking forward to next week. It's going to be a big matchup between whoever it is. I mean, that's got a lot of stuff riding on that ball game. O'Gorman, if it is against Brandon, they get a shot to get some revenge back on the Lynx that they haven't been able to get for many, many years other than that championship game. I know O'Gorman been knocked out of the playoffs the one year that they were the number 1 seed going in, weren't they? Or
it's the only loss we had was at Brandon Valley to end the regular season, and then they beat us in the playoffs.
Bounced back right away.
Right away that same year. That was Canyon's senior year, I believe.
Yep.
Okay, so that's going to wrap it up here tonight at Howard Wood. So we have O'Gorman winning 42-28 is our final score as we get ready to play next Friday night. So for Brett Byler's producer extraordinaire, Isaac Struck, I'm Dan Johnson. That activity is brought to you by Real Presence Radio, 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, and as advertisers and member schools of the South Dakota High School Activity Associations. No rebroadcast in whole or in part may be without written permission of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. God bless.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Football has been brought to you in part by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation of Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, McGuire Iron, Sioux Equipment Company, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Closets and More, and JMJ Caseworks. The BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Crossroads Book and Music, Pizza Ranch, and Fun Zone Arcade on 41st Street.
The preceding O'Gorman Knights activity has been a special presentation of the Real Presence Radio Network.